We're in the mind! We're in the mind's eye! Immersion, guys.
I was a hype man for about 5 seconds before the stream.
It worked. It really worked.
Jack's hype man services coming to premium.
Oh, jeez.
Premium hype man
That should be the next set of members' content, right? One thing I want to do is have you read out each individual Loki deck of many insults.
Oh, yeah,
just to the camera in like a chair by the fire in a smoking jacket and just be like,
I can see that. That sounds good.
Yeah, you'd love that.
and I think we should do that.
I can only do posh voices. That's my limit.
We'll do it at Christmas. Fireplace, Christmas tree in the corner.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Pay to get insulted by Jack.
25 days of Jackmas.
Oh.
And it ends with the Hallmark Christmas card.
Oh, I like
all
that.
of us coming together as Jack insults us as like a group.
No, the Hallmark Christmas card is Alex and Jackers. Gay Hallmark lovers.
Yeah, I want to fly them out to New York. Just to
New York.
But I do like
Times Square Christmas tree.
Times Square,
Yeah.
in the what's the ice rink called? The one that's in every Christmas film.
Yeah, that
I
one.
don't know what it's called.
It's got like the angel. Is it ice skating?
The ice rink.
Yeah, you all know what I mean. If you're from New York, that's your accent, right? We don't talk like that. I'm probably gonna get murdered if I do that. Ollie, if you're watching, you're from Boston, right? You're from Massachusetts.
America, right?
Britain, Bifton.
Boston. Craig's from Ohio.
Ohio.
Which always like, Ohio! That's how I remember it. But he's originally from Columbus, which is why I nicknamed him Columbus.
Cool.
Because we talk about hockey and stuff like that. And then Spice, Ollie, obviously from Alberon. I'm pretty sure they're in the Massachusetts, Boston area because we talk about the Bruins. Up there. So I'm pretty sure they talk like that.
Oh, it's like that thing that we found on, not Absalom.
Hey!
Dad.
Oh, Jace!
Yeah, that.
Oh, man.
What was that thing even called?
I'm glad it didn't get a name.
Tapeworm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just so hungry.
Kill it again.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh,
there you go. Hey, welcome back to Dragonborn Industries, episode 76.
I can't believe I reasoned with that thing. I tried to anyway.
I can't believe you guys reason with a lot of the things you reason with. What I really liked last week, no taking prisoners. No. Oh, let's tie them up. Let's gag them and leave them in a box. You guys went straight from we're not killing people to killing people. It was such a.
I tried so hard for diplomacy.
It was good.
And then it ended with like bear plasmaing through it.
It was so funny because it was like from one hand to the other, and I'm all for it, but it was just I thought it was fucking hilarious. Because that's what happens in a TTRPG. I've forgotten where we started, what we're doing.
Playing Starfinder today.
We're playing Starfinder, a TTRPG from the guys at Paizo. I'm Ian, the Dragonborn Bard.
Hi, Ian.
And I currently have 3 of the players at the table. I've got James, Steph, and Jack. We may be joined by Tamsin later, but we don't know yet. As for Melinda. Jack tipped his hat.
I did, for those that are listening. Just in case you couldn't tell.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
It's warm.
Yeah, it's fucking hot.
So it's not been too bad down here, I don't think, compared to things like the Midlands up north. Because I know that we're supposed to be in the mid-30s, and so if you can hear a fan in the room to these mics, there is a fan on. But we've been just humid down here.
Yeah.
And it's only really been in the 20s, and I don't think that muggy or hot. But I've not been in a shop all day or in wherever you guys hang out when you're not here.
Yeah.
It feels thick when you go outside.
Yeah.
It's like swimming through the viscous hot air.
Yeah. I made
alliteration.
Yeah. I had a lovely, cool house because of my granite walls. And I was like, this is fine. I went outside and was like, I'm dying.
Are you writing down swimming through viscous hot air? Because you went immediately like, let's get on to that.
I'll nick that description.
That's what it felt like coming out of work today, I'm just saying.
I've written that down.
For what use we'll never know.
For what use we'll never know. But I think our country they have had the high 30s, which for this country is
wild,
absolutely wild. But
I'm down here at least.
we're quite lucky. We've got the sea air on like two sides of we're a peninsula, so it's not too bad. And especially up here for me, like I live on top of a hill and I can see both the north and the south coast. I'm very rich.
Should we go into corporate shilling with that?
Just in case you don't know, that was a hint of sarcasm.
I'm so rich. It's stupid how rich I am. Like, money just fall every time I take a step. Coins.
Oh, yeah.
Scrooge McDuck.
I've got a swimming pool filled with coins. I do the Peter Griffin thing. Why would you do this? And we're back to New York, full circle. Yeah, let's hand it over to Steph. He's going to talk about
Warrior Prince 3D! Now, last week I did promise that we're going to add something a little extra into the 1K giveaway, courtesy of Jack's artistic talents. So, Jack, whilst we're all doing all these announcements, you've got a lovely proper artist's pad here.
It's beautiful. Oh,
I've got your pencil. And
you don't know.
What GSM
this
is it,
looks
Jack?
like very good things.
Good art.
Please tell me more.
I've also got you some felt tip pens,
Lovely.
Jack.
Thank you.
If you want to add a splash of colour.
A bowl past crayons.
Yeah, well, I thought he's a big boy now. He's nearly 30. It's time he went to felt tip pens.
Sure.
Your pen license is in the post.
Yeah. So while we're doing the announcements, you can do if you could do a little drawing of all of the crew members of the Orion's Hope. That'd be really great, Jack. Do you think you can do that for us?
I bet they did one the other day.
Because this is going to get thrown into the giveaway as well. We'll all sign this, and it'll probably go to someone who doesn't even watch the show. So if you run our 1K subscriber giveaway, and for some reason 4 years down the line, after World War III,
This is the only thing that remains of civilization.
Of the Starfinder Dragonborn podcast.
it's like, Galaxy Quest, when they think like the historical documents. That's just going to survive as just our narration of what the human race was.
Oh my god. So
so it'll go into the 1K subscriber giveaway, and we'll sign it, and we'll
because I'm on an ad holiday.
Is it going to help if you have?
No,
They're kind of
it's
flashing
not.
up on the screen, so you've got a reference.
I'll put the minis on the table for you.
Oh,
There you go.
sure.
Obviously, that's Bears, but
such
Bears a dog,
little
not a...
time.
It's alright because we're padding. You've got plenty of time.
God, have you got about at least 2 hours of padding?
You'll be doing this all evening, Jack.
You know what? You could stay all evening.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll make a start. We'll have
We'll have a little
progress
mid.
report.
We'll do little check-ins throughout the stream on how you're getting on.
Yeah.
This will be an official, Jack's official first art that goes into public. Should I might buy a frame for it.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
I don't even know where to begin. Yeah, sure.
Start with Kaz. You've done him before.
Okay. Right, carry on.
So, I'm on an ad holiday because Richard from Warrior Prince 3D is also on a holiday, but not a fun holiday. He's hurt himself and he's in recovery. So currently, while we would usually send you to www.warriorprince3d.etsy.com for a fine selection of high quality 3D prints, be they miniatures, terrain, figurines, collectibles, cosplay items, and more. I'm not sending you there today. I will, however, send you over to his Instagram at WarriorPrince3D, where he is having a sympathy sale. These are items that are pre-printed, some are painted. The paint is incredible, by the way.
Richard know how paint.
Woo! Richard know how paint.
Yeah.
Woo! I say it is a tasty, tasty treat. But there are all sorts of lovely things that you can buy from him over there, or if you don't really see anything tickling your fancy, go on over to his Ko-fi, buy him a coffee. Richard has been a long-time supporter of the show and of us as people, so this is our time to give back to him and show him that we love him very much and we wish him a very speedy recovery. But when he is back up and running, please go running to his Etsy, buy loads and loads of prints from him. We use them all. Jack is using all Warrior Prince 3D printed minis as reference at the moment for his beautiful artwork.
Indeed.
Got a line. It's looking
we've got
great.
so much. We haven't. We've got so long to go.
I like that the line is a baseline for perspective. Here's the ground. I want the sun in the corner and a little house. Like, do you want the ship as well?
No. The sun has to have glasses on. Just so you know it's the sun.
You really underestimate how long this is going to take.
while Ian goes
While
and
also
finds
being
more
shocking.
references for Jack, it's a quick reminder, if you would like to support the channel, there's a couple of easy ways to do it. On Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your Twitch Prime subscription, which you get free for each month. It's a simple way to support the stream, unlock benefits like ad-free viewing and channel exclusive emotes. And then you can head over to our YouTube. You can become a channel member where you get a badge, emojis, access to our exclusive content and our community perks. There's no pressure, but if you enjoy our content, it really helps us out and it goes a long way. Thank you for watching, most of all. And we're also, we've still got, how many, it's today that we're doing the giveaway?
Yeah, so it ends, if you're watching live, the giveaway ends tonight at midnight UK time. So there is quite literally just shy of 5 hours left.
Yeah.
And I had to do that on one hand.
So if you go over to the Dragonborn Industries YouTube, I believe it's the top video, which tells you about the giveaway. So you've got to like, comment on the video, and while you're there, why not check out some of our other shows, like we said, Bloodpunk, Starfinder, and other things like Painting Up the Monster Manual.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can check all of those out on YouTube, as well as that 1K subscriber giveaway. We also have an affiliate code with Roll and Play Press to get things like 10% off your toolkits, which can be used to save time and space behind your GM screens, or One Shot Wonders, a book filled with hundreds of different one-shots that you can quickly pull out of the bag, and it's system agnostic as well, which is fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like that. So if you're playing D&D, Daggerheart, if you're playing Pathfinder, even things like Starfinder or Star Wars, you could literally take those one-shots and reskin them or use them. You can plot them into your adventures to fill them out, or as the basis of your adventures. And like I said, you get an affiliate code with us, Dragonborn10 gets 10% off your books on their website, rollandplaypress.com. You can also check out our website, which is www.dragonbornindustries.com, where you can get things like t-shirts and mugs and dice that I make and healing potions for 5e in 2024. There will be more stuff in the future, but for now, we're waiting for systems to release. So I was like, I'm not doing any work until I know for sure. So I'm definitely doing some of these.
So get what you get while you can get it.
That is actually something as well, is that with things like the dice, each one, because they are handmade, they are bespoke. They are one of a kind. Each one, even if they're in the same thing, same category, they are all individual and unique, especially the Petries. So do check them out. I make them all, and I would love to see them go to homes like yours.
As well with the podcasts. So if you find us on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast, just leave us a little review. Same as if you go onto YouTube, just put a little comment, let us know that you're there, what you enjoy, and if you're doing your podcast ratings, why not leave us a 5-star, because it just helps us grow as a channel.
It does. It really does help us get noticed out there as well. It's like, it hits, I think, the algorithm as well for podcasts. If you start reviewing them, they start getting pushed up and pushed out to more people. And using keywords like Starfinder Actual Play and TTRPGs, it will hopefully go to more people that might enjoy the show. We also have a Discord. There are links to that in the description below if you are watching on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, you should be able to go across to our About page and it should be on there. Feel free to join our Discord. It is a moderated space, but we are getting a few bots at the moment and we are kicking them out as quick as possible. But we do a few exclusive things in there as well. There's like fan art pages and there are places for people to chat about the different campaigns and things that we do. Otherwise, as well, I think it's also the last day for the Crit Award voting.
A few more hours because of time differences. I believe Crit Award voting is, I think there's a couple, I think 1 a.m. is when it closes for us over here.
GMT.
So, yeah, I've been nominated for a Crit Award for Best Player Paizo, which is amazing and lovely and humbling. Thank you so much to everyone who's voted so far. Thank you for all the messages of support and things. It's been lovely and I've cried a lot over it. But yeah, so last chance to vote. Also, could just go and check out the other nominees. Yeah. Because like there are some, I found some absolute treasures going through that stuff. Like particularly like on the podcast side of things. Yeah. Like there are some really interesting discourses. The people who are doing sort of like charity-based work are incredible. Yeah. The artists. Oh,
dice makers.
Yeah, just stunning. So it's a really good way to get to know a community at large, because the TTRPG community is huge now and growing, and there is such diversity and talent out there. So yeah, go check them out. Vote for me.
I couldn't actually agree with you more, and I think the community thing for me is a huge thing at the moment, where I love what we have here, and I adore what we do. I enjoy this show. I adore it. This is basically my life every day. And what I find is that when we meet people like Alberon, like Dan from Tumble Through, and other people who then get nominated for things in the Crit Awards, it's amazing to see other people in this space succeeding. And it's inspirational to me, where I can be like, I want to be like that, or I want to be on par with that, or I want to be seen with these people. And I think it's such a celebration of so many people from so many different walks of life that we should be celebrating community
100%.
across the board. Please go and just check out critawards.org in the last few hours, especially if you're watching live, and just vote for Steph, vote for Joe, vote for everybody else. I'm trying to give Jack as much time as possible.
It's going to be a progress thing.
Are we going to?
I say we have one now.
You've got. Hang on, let me just.
Are we showing now? Or do you want to wait?
Hang on, I can show something. Just give
All
me,
right, Jack.
give me 1 little second.
We're not on 2K yet.
Yeah.
Keep getting little glimpses, and it's just everything I hoped it would be.
But now you can look at my horsefly bike.
I've been noticing that is
Mate,
massive.
that was
You've got munched.
Honestly, I was stood there chatting to another adult, as I do. And,
In this economy.
It's not a way to preference that, is it? That's weird.
There it was.
And I just felt like a prang on my arm, and this thing, I'm trying to itch around it because obviously it's really bad and it feels like there's a spike in the middle of it. And I'm already on fexofenadine, antihistamine wise, but I'm going to show you this to the camera.
Oh, it's just nasty.
It's like a boil on my skin.
Ooh. Yeah, it made me really paranoid when you put that up, because I've been getting eaten by everything recently. Like, my legs are covered. So I've just been bug spray everywhere just in case.
There's so much of it around. Everyone's like, I've got bit. I'm like, okay.
Well, and so the flying ants are out at the moment as well, but apparently because it's so humid here, it is the perfect breeding conditions for things like horseflies and for flying ants and stuff. So it's absolutely right on this hill for them at the moment, and I'm just like, oh. And my dog, the other day, it was really warm, we had the door open, and she went out to lie down, and I was like, she's not just outside the door. And I went up, but she's lying in the ant's nest, and I'm wondering why she's itchy. I had to literally move her. She's like, and I'm like, you are lying on the nest, and it's not small, it's massive. I was like, oh my god,
silly
Labradors. So we've.
I didn't listen to a word. I'm just letting you know.
It's a Steph and James episode.
Yeah. It's nice to know we're just background noise.
It's not furry. It's meant to be tassels. Because you wear your little Elvis outfit. Not now, but I can try and get.
Please hold up. I
Let's see if
can't
I
see
can
it
get
from
to.
here.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, that's
the wrong one.
It's so good.
Still the
I'm
wrong.
here.
Okay.
That's Roos.
That's Roos coming on. There's TJ at the front. I need to put a bit more detail on there, but there is meant to be sequins on that jacket.
Oh, you've got the camera.
There's the camera.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's great.
I've got a ways to go.
Thanks for being a good sport, Jack.
It's okay.
Jack,
fuck it.
I did know that this was going to be a really big thing for you today.
Yeah,
So I have actually bought you a little incentive to help you out and say thank you for doing this.
Oh, God.
I bought you a Hot Wheels.
That's so fucking random.
That's so cool.
Boys like Hot Wheels, right?
I didn't met Jack.
He's got 2 bikes.
It's 2 for 1.
No,
I went to the
3
most
for 1.
gothy one I could find.
what kind of nerd are you here? Are you the kind of nerd that will take that out and play with that, or are you, are you going to leave that in this box and put that on a shelf somewhere just in case it accumulates and you've been a collector's
I'm not
item?
much of a collector, so I won't keep things in the box because it might be pricey later on. I will probably take it out of the box, but I'll put it somewhere on the shelf so I at least can see it. So I have a few things like that around the house.
I think I'm doing it.
You keep it in your box. Keep it in the box. 100%. But just so you can see the little Hot Wheels Jeep
Let's have a look at that car. It was a nice
with
car.
2 motorbikes in the back of it. going on, let's ride around.
It's a 5-seater playground with 2 fucking crosses in the back of it. It's so not you. When was the last time you rode a crosser
Oh
bike?
my god, I don't think I've actually been on one.
Imagine he's like, my wife has. Pickup trucks, her thing.
I was faced with a wall of cars, and I was like, when it was a toss up between that one and a Monster Heights High car.
Why did we go with that one?
Because I thought that was funnier. Because it's not Jack. I thought it was more funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine just having to explain. He comes in, he's like, "What's with the Monster High car?"
The first time he ever brings a girl home, and this is going to be a Hot Wheels on a shelf, and she's like,
What's
I like toys in the bedroom.
Tech deck.
Oh my god.
No cry.
That's
silly as that
but
is,
you've
I
given it
thought
to
so.
him already.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
we've got to do an episode.
Have we?
Yeah.
This drawing will progress throughout this episode. When I'll get to, I can't tell you. But yeah.
You're not going home until you finish that. None of
We'll
us.
sit
To be fair,
here.
I'm 1.5 characters through.
You've
so
done
to be
pretty
fair,
well.
Yeah. It's been 23 minutes.
Yep.
Do you have to do Dave and?
Don't put pressure on the
Oh
board.
god. I didn't think about that.
You don't have to do Dave. It's fine.
No,
Don't worry.
Well, will you contemplate
Tell you
that?
what, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. After getting the wounded Strix engineer Krieger home to their partner Azalin, the party finds some respite in a shop known as the Succulent Root, home of the couple. Azalin explains that a few days ago the Sun Council was arrested by a lead scientist known only as the Architect under suspected attempted mass genocide. Rumour has it, the architect uncovered a macabre failsafe that was placed into the city's water supplies designed to attack anyone with cybernetics should it be activated if the secluded society were to become compromised. This has meant that the water supply was cut off while a team was sent down to investigate these allegations. Krieger's team. However, I've got to stop putting that word in there. The resting time to take a moment is cut short when a security patrol comes to the plaza where this shop sits. The party do their best to hide from the drone scanner as they make their way around the buildings, but unfortunately are detected. Thinking quickly, TJ uses the orb from Avil to take control of the drone operator's mind as they try to apprehend TJ. Unfortunately, this is too late and the security commander was notified and a combat ensued. Once they dealt with the situation, the crew, using their recent addition, a security robot called XP96 or Poppity Ping, keep watch on the plaza, giving a front of strict security, all while Azalin gathers and begins to rally some of the other stunned Strix from the area into a possible meeting to decide or work out what is happening in the city as people are becoming more and more panicked with the odd goings-on and sightings of outsiders. And that is where we are finding ourselves today as we see the crew, Azalin and Krieger, making their way through the back streets and behind buildings, trying to stay out of sight as you make your way to the section of the Undercity that Krieger says should be pretty isolated. We see you all as you make your way from Midspire across the Vale and to the outer perimeter of the city, the Vale being this like river of water that surrounds the central district. You now see, as you move past the Vale, into the outer perimeters of the city and under the farming ring of the upper levels of the habitation ring. 100 feet above where you stand, roots and fauna hang from the ceiling like the underside of a hanging basket that has been allowed to grow over. Here, birds and other winged small creatures nest or flutter between perches and places of shade, where you think outside of this tower they wouldn't have such security. The smell of
Bless you.
damp ground with a pepper-like aroma to it is strong here, and little drops of water fall randomly onto this part of this cavernous city. We see in parts like a film, different strips as well as yourselves now moving in the shadows, avoiding patrols or the light of a window, all trying to stay hidden as they move about the city, heading in the same direction as yourselves, but all at different times. We see a large tunnel by the very outermost walls of the city that leads down in a gentle incline. The walls have these long grooves that give the effect of the inside of a rifled barrel. Something cored out this tunnel, bored its way up from a lower part of this giant rock here in the middle of a desert. Whether this is by design or a natural process, this 40-foot diameter tunnel is quite quiet and clear of any guards. We watch as you make your ways back down into the Undercity, but at differing parts where you once came up through. And with Krieger's direction, move along with ease. You find areas in this vast area of tunnels and space with electrical wiring and these massive plumbing pipes that obviously pump thousands of litres of water around the place. And maybe the odd one or two person patrol, but you're able to move between them with ease. It's quite... The security is clearly doing its job, but there is so few people here that they're stretched thin. It's here that Krieger finally speaks up as you move through. Here, the tunnel stops branching out from here, and there are a few areas very few people watch or maintain. This way. And he, with Aslan, his good arm held around her shoulder, leads you around a few more corners to where there are a few storage crates and excess pipes haphazardly strewn about in this dead end of a tunnel that creates this makeshift storage room. Here. We should be out of sight and earshot here. And I hand over to you, the players, as you now begin to wait for others to turn up. What would you like to do?
I'm not sure if we should be just telling the entire truth as we're here.
I think,
The whole story about being here, why it was made to be, just to be upfront about it.
I think, Kaz, that may help if you let people know who you are and what you went through here. And we can keep an eye out to see what sort of is hitting home with people, and you need the people on side here. You need them to rally behind you.
True.
For their
I'm rallied
safety.
behind you.
You're doing such a good job, Optic. So good.
Thank you, good to know. They've been lied to enough. They need the truth.
Absolutely.
Quite right.
We're here for you, Kaz.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys always have been.
Check Rose.
What?
Tell me more.
Listen, Pez, I've not extended an invitation simply because the last person we extended an invitation to the Tech Bros exploded. And I do feel a weird duty of care over you, so I'm just not... We'll see.
You're warming to me.
Well, Pez, yes, quite frankly. I'm warm to all of you, but don't cry. It's fine. Don't leak. If
I
anyone's
could
leaking,
patch
it's
up any leak
Kaz.
if you need welding.
Please don't weld the goblin.
So, is at this point, like, obviously, that's all right, you're all good. You are sat here and you know that others are coming, and Aslan is sort of like trying to like get Krieger comfortable to one side, but it's also like, I don't know. Do you want to be just here, like outsiders when people turn up? Are you, how do you want to approach this? Obviously, I know that those in our district are worried about everything that's going on, but we are such a secluded people, and she kind of looks to you and then looks back to Krieger, Kaz, that I'm worried that maybe outsiders might startle them, or, you know, what if some of them are... Well, some of them don't like change, let alone outside influence.
Well, I mean, how about I at least stay out here, and maybe you guys can go around a corner somewhere and let us try and gently announce a few things, and that there are other outsiders here, not of Strixie nature.
And then we can come and answer questions if...
Yeah, and ease them in.
Exactly, a gentle approach. We can listen and learn, and I do think if it starts from you guys, it's probably best.
Yeah.
You know these people, you are friends with them, you are colleagues. It makes sense for you to lead this.
Out of interest, what are the Strix told about outsiders?
Do you want to use the guidebook?
Where have we got this?
I picked it up on Amazon Station. It's a guidebook of the Pact World.
It is essentially the book Pact World, which you would all have access to as knowledge.
It just gives you a +4 circumstance bonus to diplomacy checks to gather information about the Pact World.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm from Keto.
I've never heard of this.
Canon Kaz can't spell.
So I don't think he really needs to read it because, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the GM, but...
I liked that. You can see that little flicker there.
But the Strix are very secluded, obviously. We keep to this Keydell Tower. We are told only what we need to know, really. We know of other races, of course we do, but meeting them is of extreme rarity. Very much not familiar with other cultures, I think, as much as the common people are concerned.
A lot of, if you don't mind me jumping in,
course.
the society here is provided for by the Sun Council, and we know that there's outside influence. There are mercenary groups that roam the deserts that we trade with. There are Strix who come and go, and I'm assuming that you were one of these Strix that left.
Yes.
But a lot of the time, people like yourselves are treated like outsiders. It's a very secular society. We know that, but it's kept us safe for many years. Once upon a time, Drow tried to infiltrate us, and that's a thing long of the past. But there were still ghost stories told about the elves of night who came to slaughter the children in their sleep.
Huh.
And, at no point, does she bat an eyelid at you for that one? Because obviously you're not a drow. And, they are, bigged up in... You get, folklore. But she does kind of side-eye Kaz a little bit with that one.
Hashtag not a drow.
Indeed.
One would be unremiss to, if we didn't know certain aspects, to think that Kaz, here looks very drow-like. The lack of wings, the
feet.
Ability to move his neck.
Ears.
His really small ears.
Torture them with that Kaz.
He's got a really large chin and small ears. I thought he was an elf.
But that
Was mistaken for it.
I would also say that it's potential that, and she looks up to Poppity Ping, they are quite a presence.
Yeah,
One that might ward off some people. They might be better with you or on patrol. Mm-hmm. But as for outside influence, it is a rare thing, which is why the city's in panic about outsiders. We've been told that through stories that's what could compromise the city, and then there's this whole idea of this contagion that could be a failsafe if we are compromised. What if the Drow have infiltrated us? What if, how do we stop them from getting all of our secrets? And that's why we're here. We don't know.
So we could be seen as somewhat of a curiosity.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow, I wonder
No
what
doubt
that's
about
like.
that.
To some of us, myself included, that is definitely... I've always been somewhat curious as to the outside world.
Might be worth playing on that side of it a little.
Gently.
Yes. Don't want to spook them with everything new all at once.
The Krieger is sat on this kind of crate. He's like, there are some people who are very old-fashioned, who will not see you being here as a positive thing. They will see it as a bad omen, or they will see it as... But that's... I think they will at least give us their time, or their ears for a bit. And I would hope that and he like looks to Aslin, who my partner has invited to this, our people, she thinks will keep quiet. This is... Something strange is happening here. And he like just looks down to his like foot body, like his arm is like properly slung in like heavily bandages. And you guys have obviously patched him up to a certain extent, but he is still a commoner. You know, he is like
7 HP.
yeah. I don't even think it's got that much.
No death saving throws.
Let's actually have a look at how much they have. Strix as a base race have probably like 4 HP maybe.
Oof. Jesus.
Oh, it's crazy.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Oh, I can't find it now. But it'll be like most player races that like when you pick them until you like add your classes and stuff like that. That's when you get like your HP and your Constitution modifier on it. It is going to be like sub 10 HP.
Oh.
Just a gentle slap.
That's something I saw today on the internet. Was I spit everywhere.
Spit on that
That's been a while.
Straps.
That somebody was talking about like HP of commoners and stuff like that. We've joked about having running a commoner through a campaign, and somebody was like, "Yeah, but having a paper cut stubbing your toe is like the equivalent to like 1 HP of damage." So like they'd stub one toe, all 5 toes on it, or 1 foot, all 5 toes on it, and they'd die. I was like, I don't think I would do a paper cut or a stubbed toe as 1 HP unless you were really going for an unarmed strike on something and you really fucked it up.
Unarmed strike against table.
But yeah, so then like I'd be like for like the players and stuff is like because they, but as a commoner I'd be like no, like you've got like a slap. You know, I think there's a difference between like a theatrical slap and an unarmed strike, which is like. Yeah, right. So I'll call that person out on Reddit from 5 years ago.
You know who you are.
I don't even remember her name. I just remember them saying like stubbing your toe is a HP. I was like, fuck off. If you break your toe, imagine like being the commoner that breaks your toe and they die of dysentery or something. Krieger will point out that, so you have this like T-section of corridor. You've come around a couple of corners and snaked your way around to this maybe like 40 foot wide, 40 tall, but about 20 foot long snub of an end of a corridor, like literally like something bored its way through and stopped. And you can see where those like core lines on the walls come to an almost like a spiral pattern, but it stops like a quarter way through the turn. And there's another tunnel around that looks hand dug, like someone's chipped away at like the sandstone and at the rock here. And there are these power lines that go through, and you can hear automated machinery, and you can see these like massive water pipes all kind of like with water being pumped through them, like thousands upon thousands of liters at one time. And they're like, oh, probably just around there, you're just out of sight, but you'll be able to hear everything.
Wicked.
Yeah. What about me?
What about us?
Where do you want me?
You may as well be with us out in the open first, because you belong here. People have seen you before.
Maybe sat down, so it's not
Not
quite
with
so
some medicine.
imposing.
Yes.
Just like sits on. What would they sit on?
Krieger.
No, I think
1 HP.
I might roll.
Nice
Krieger
squishy cushion.
I might roll Krieger some hit points.
Oh, poor Krieger.
He's our new Joe.
I'm pretty sure it was like.
Well now!
I had it before, and I wrote
He's
it down.
lost in more than one episode so
I
far.
think I deleted it off when he took that ice damage. I think he had 7, because that's something I've always rocked with. But I'll roll a d10 for him and see what he's got.
Oh, he's going to get like 1 HP now.
Just stub his toe.
Always re-roll a 1. There we go, let's roll that. Let's see what he's got. 9.
No.
Wait,
Wow!
There you go.
he's above average commoner.
There you go. That's such a in there. He had 3 HP. Someone just leveled up. He had 3 HP.
Ooh.
Feeling revitalised.
Right. Oh no, that's what you gave him back. There you go. Either way, he's got 9 HP. I digress. XP Poppity Pin goes over to like one side and sort of like leans half sat against the wall. You guys go around the corner and very soon people start turning up. And there are, I think one of the first people to turn up is probably an older male Strix with this like balding thin hair. They've got shorter ears than normal. And they're only about 5.5 foot tall. Their wings are very firmly tucked behind their back. And you can see they are looking around. Dal, you made it. Please come in. I'm sure others are on the way. And like he kind of like raises an eyebrow, sees you.
I will be like sat down on like a boulder or something. It might just be like a very relaxed, no weapons on show, just paint me like one of your French girls.
Rock hard.
Pre-sheathed, fully erect.
This cat's naked.
Just rubbing a feather up and down his body. He kind of like raises an eye to you and like their heads, what you notice in this city is that like Kaz turns his head like all of you. But a lot of these people are like, their shoulders go with it and it's very bird-like and they'll turn their heads to see. You can all make me is it nature in Starfinder? Life science
That's
check.
it.
Or culture.
I don't think one do I?
No, you know exactly what this is and I'll explain it in a minute.
24.
16.
19 and maybe
19 and
16.
Okay, cool. I think Pez, it's not really too obvious. I think for you, it's very avian-like, it's very bird-like. And I think what you get is that they don't have pupils, they have these like solid white eyes. So they literally turn their heads to see things. It's something that you notice that Kaz doesn't do.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like his eyes are more controlled, which is, again, it's not a... You start to imagine the standard traits of a Strix, and it's probably more elf-like. You probably noticed that as well with Felena and with Rag as well, is that they also use their neck muscles more than these people who are like the occasional like head cock or like turning their eye towards people. More people start turning up at this small intersection as like this other male goes across and kind of takes a seat on one of the crates and is like, you see him like quietly conversing with Krieger. Krieger kind of nods, just says a few simple things, but I don't think most of you hear what's going on there. Where's you? Then you see a couple more people turn up. You see probably you would instantly recognise them as a couple because they're kind of coming in. They're of similar age, but they're like sort of holding each other in like a linked arm. They are probably not too dissimilar in age to Krieger and Aslan, probably in their like 30s, 40s. They're wearing a set of waterproof waders, essentially, that they have these all-in-one boots with them that clearly have like a very good and wide grip to them, but it's designed around their bird-like cloven feet. Talon feet, not cloven. And then they have these big wings that protrude out of the back of them. They wear these very large rimmed hats. Not fashionable like yours, Sylph, but very...
Can't compete.
But they're doing the same thing. They are clearly there to keep sunlight off. But that's something you've not seen since you've been inside this structure. Then, a couple more people turn up. They are wearing similar stuff to what you see Aslan wearing. They have these like brown leather aprons on. You see a lot of things like secateurs or essentially gardening equipment. There is an air of humidity to them that looks like they've come from somewhere very wet or like they've sweated a lot. You would then see a skinny, gaunt, high cheekbone, almost like a widow's peak almost. Very slight, but it's like thinning out on top. Their wings are a little disheveled. Their feathers are ruffled the wrong way in some aspects, and they kind of like shake them out a bit. And they're wearing almost like a poncho that they like bring around them, and it comes to like a high rise in front of their chin.
True Western.
The shadiest looking person that's turned up so far.
Vincent Vampire Strix.
I was going to say, is this Vincent, but Vincent the Strix?
Not quite.
With the high.
Yeah, that high collar to it definitely
Yeah.
is like, it hides the bottom half of their face, for sure. Something that you haven't really seen here, but it's very... And they move with like a little bit of a hunch to them as well. Then there is a female Strix that you've seen before. One that is... I'm just going to get their description just to make sure. They have short silver hair, these wide but pointed eyes, silvery, slightly longer like neck that reaches, but with this like slender build to it, and these like long slender ears that come out to a point at either side. They're wearing an all-in-one loose overall, but the lower legs and the lower arms have been cut. You recognise this person from outside the hopping pot when Aslan shouted, "Cover for me," and they did. And Aslan greets him, he's like, "Trill, thank you," and brings her in, and she greets her directly. There is a female, maybe in her 20s, looks tired, looks less augmented. Like, everybody's got augmentations. Everyone's got something around the ear, something around their eye, something on their hands. She looks a bit less augmented than you would expect to see, but you notice that around her eyes there are some kind of ocular cybernetics. They have long dark hair, these tucked in but darkened wings, and they're looking around a lot. As soon as they come in, they are very much wide-eyed. There is a male that comes in who has short, cropped, very silver blue hair. They're sporting like a massive black eye, so it's like squinted. They look quite gaunt as well. They're missing an ear, and you can see that one's been replaced with cybernetics. There is another female who looks like they've been crying a lot. They are maybe in their 50s, very white hair, very, very slender. They've got these very dainty wings, but each feather's got a black tip to it. You see another person turn up who is very hard to tell whether they're male or female. Their wings are tucked in tight behind them, but they're also wearing these like wading clothes. You see two security officials turn up. And as they do, they're like, hands are up and their wings are sort of like outstretched behind them. And like half the room makes that noise. It goes, and Aslan goes, no. I asked them to be here. I trust them. Rhett, Coop, please come in. And you see, they look like they've just come off duty. They are still kitted out. They are wearing armor, not unlike the two that you saw in the succulent route. No drone, nothing like that, but they are.
My best friend.
They are definitely security officials. You would, Kaz, you instantly recognise them as probably like patrol officers for the city. Essentially, kind of like a police force or a town guard, essentially. there is 2 more people as well. One of them helps the other one in. Maybe like 16 years old, female with very bright blue skin. They are wearing the same similar sort of farm attire that you saw the 2 people that had like the secateurs and the aprons on, but they looked very like they'd been come from somewhere humid. Similar vibe, but she's helping in, and not like Krieger was helped in by Aslan, but with just kind of like holding the hand of an older woman. The older woman, you can make me a culture check on.
Yes. Okie dokie. Yeah. You set me off in a real bad way here. 6.
Blame me!
Natural 1.
Natural 1 for a 6. You have no clue who this is. You're like, a skeleton, huh? It's undead, kill it! And we're going to roll initiative.
Popping thing.
That's his grand. You'll never call.
In fact, actually, I forgot that Poppity Ping was there. When the 2 security officials enter, Poppity Ping stands up. And is like, is this a problem?
XP. Settle down, please.
And those 2 are like staring up at a security robot, and then look across to you. They are going to get a check. That's a natural 20 on one of them. There's a 3 on the other one. One of the first one kind of like looks across, nods in like a thanks. The other one's like, that's a drow. It's like, no, I think that's a Strix.
But his chin.
His ears. That messed up eye.
The wings.
No, we gotta kill it.
Legs.
The older lady.
Kill it before it lays eggs.
Burn it.
Aslan goes to greet the older lady. And she says, Endara, thank you so much for coming. It's my absolute pleasure to host the Watcher of the Veil. Ooh. And you see this.
Does that ring a bell to me? Watcher of the Veil.
It does. I'm going to ask for another culture check. You are going to get some.
Give yourself some.
No matter what, you're going to get some.
Jack.
Yes!
Who watches the Watcher?
Better.
19.
And I think that's probably what gives you the. The Watcher of the Veil is a position given to somebody, essentially like a village elder or a city elder, one that is of somebody who watches the archway known as the Veil. Obviously, in the southern paddies, the water cascades like a waterfall from it down into that waterfall and that river called the Veil, and it is split by the archway. And actually, that archway is where a lot of people have ceremonies, where a lot of people will gather, and the Watcher of the Veil is someone who keeps that in check and is almost like a spiritual leader within Keydale. Something that has been lost over time. And they have no augmentations. They are pure. They are very old. And you can tell that they are maybe in their 80s, 90s. They're a little hunched. Their wings are very stiff. They're not like moving with the grace that everybody else moves with. And you can see that she is hunched over because the wings would take her backwards. So the other person is there supporting them in. Normally, the Watcher of the Veil, because I think a 19 is high enough, is something that is bequeathed to someone when they are born. A spiritual figure, the Watcher of the Veil, will find a newborn and be like, this is the next chosen one. But they are still part of society. They still have to perform like every other Strix here to make ends meet, to take part in society until they take on the responsibilities of Watcher of the Veil. You think the girl helping her in might be the next one along. And everyone starts to take their positions around this cavern as the first guy that came here is like, so why'd you bring us here, Aslan? I mean, Krieger, it's good to see you. I'm sorry what happened to you. Like, what happened down there? Krieger's like, we'll get into that, but obviously you must know there is something wrong with the city. And everyone's sort of saying, well, yeah, the water's been cut off, we don't know what's happening, and you were sent down. Is there a contagion? And people start speaking up and asking questions, and almost like they're trying to justify different aspects. And some people start calling in like, so can we turn the water back on? The southern paddies are going dry. We can't get the humidity right in the northern greenhouses. And people start chiming in. You can see that like people that are in farming attire are getting not aggressive, but are getting irritated and are very much like, they quite literally say, from the northern holdings, those two that are in the leather aprons, they're like, if we can't get the water back up and running, things are going to dry out. We need the humidity. And then you've got these people that have these like large sun hats and the waders, and they're like, if we can't freshen the water in the southern paddies as well, a lot of the creatures that we are keeping there, along with the grain and the rice, is going to suffer. We have to keep the water flowing there. We have to get the veil back going. But what did you find? Other people turn to the security officials and are like, you must know what's happening. Like, you are part of the Aegis Ring. What is happening? What's happening? Where are the council? What is this architect doing? And these two security officials are like, we don't know. We were only told to patrol and keep an eye out for outsiders. And again, that other one looks across to you. People who don't belong here are apparently coming to attack us, to steal from us, to overthrow us. We don't know. We've just been told that there is a threat and that we have to close everything down and keep vigilant. Other people are like, that's bullshit! Other people are like, asking for more information. What do you do?
I think in that moment, Kaz is just kind of taking everything in, what people are sort of saying, what people are worried about, just trying to sort of piece together any information that they might sort of slip. I think you probably just find a gap in the conversation to just kind of like stand up and sort of address.
He's standing up!
He moved!
Poppy pinks you down. See, I've got a gun.
I just kind of like address the crowd, I suppose. There is a threat. That much is guaranteed, unfortunately. Some of you are probably looking at me and thinking, I am not Strix. I am.
What's wrong with his arm?
Why is his chin so weird?
Where's his wings?
What that dick do?
Look at his ears.
I couldn't.
They're really small.
For those that,
Show us a cyber dick.
you don't want to know. There's so many. Oh.
Come on, Ian, get it together.
You ain't boy.
There was a bomb. What's that cyber dick do?
Is that your data, Jack? We're excited to see us.
Hey.
It could be both.
Why is he pre-shaved and fully erect?
We'll get to that.
Oh,
But for now,
later in the presentation.
let's talk about more important matters.
What's more important than your dick?
It's the old lady at the back. I'm not just the Watcher of the Veil.
The spirits are telling me to ask more about that dick.
Get on with it.
I'm fucking trying. Keep asking about my summon and a dick.
That's the art I want. Just it uncurling.
Oh my god.
Well, like a duck. Like a corkscrew.
It comes out of like a flat bottom.
Give it a moment, it's warming up.
Like the thing you use to take like wine corks out, but it slowly comes out. Loading.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Yes.
you were saying,
Yes,
Jack.
indeed I was.
It's got Windows 10
Thank you.
installed.
Do.
I'm listening, alright?
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. So, some of you are looking at me and thinking that I may be a drow, but that is not true. I am Strix. And for those that still doubt, I can prove that to you. And
Shall we do?
You set that one up.
I know. It's what I had in my head before. So going with it. And it'll kind of like take off the torso part of my armor. And just reveal the scars and prove that I once had wings. And I point out the augmentations to my legs. And it probably looks like it's not like a perfectly put in augmentation because of the method of literally changing the shape of my legs to it. So it looks like it's not done properly, but it was done so because it just had to shape the leg into the augmentation rather than the other way around.
Yeah. I see this like where that extra knee joint has been like locked in place, and it's like a bracer going up it. And there's like screws that go in that keep it as this like shin instead of being this like backwards avian like leg.
It looks brutal for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just sort of hold my arms apart. I am Strix. I don't know what else I can do to prove it to you, but there are many secrets within this tower, within this Keydale, that all of you are kept from. Such is the same in many other cultures and many places. I've seen it myself. I was part of a program when I was much younger. I was trained from a very young age, combat training, cybernetic theory, scientific theory, and trained all the way up until I was 18 years old, and then I was taken away by the people up top. I was taken away from my own parents, and I was tortured within an inch of my life. Hence the scars. It transformed me in a way that I never knew could happen, but then again I was still young. And I think at that point I was just trying to use my nanos to like create a simple object that I can make. I can create things with my own matter. And this is a result of my torture and stress that was put on my body, mentally, physically, psychologically. There was a greater plan over all of this. And I'm sure you've all heard the name Architect.
There's whispers. Your ring goes off.
I can't talk right now.
I'm in a secret meeting.
I'm in a cave.
Hello, Motto.
This Architect is at the head of this program. But I believe they are also in league, or at least controlled by another individual known as Nimbus Stein.
Your ring goes off again.
Stay outside.
There's a few whispers.
Round the corner.
No, I said I'm in a secret meeting.
Mommy, did you hear something around the corner?
What talks from language teacher?
I know that most of you see me as an outsider, and to some extent I am. I've been away a long time, but I was brought up here, I was born here. But taken away from it, Keydale's society at a young age. As such, I was not able to involve myself with friendships, jobs, a livelihood. I was thrust into this world with all this training and ideas and experiments and missions. That's all I've ever known. But I'm here. I've come back today because I believe the Strix are in trouble.
And like some people are like whispering, and then this individual, Dal, is like, "You're right, we're in trouble, but Keegal's always provided for us. What are we supposed to do now? All we can do is trust in the council, trust in the system. Everything will work out. We've survived for years like this." And other people are like, "Yes, but something's wrong. Like, we can't survive without water." And others are like chiming in like, "I'm scared. Show us your penis. I'd feel better if I saw your penis."
Do you have the balls cast?
Do we do the checks that Chemalize on water?
Yes.
What was the result of that
It
again?
was fine, wasn't it?
Yeah, water was
Absolutely
fine.
fine.
Or at least that tap.
That one was because that was the runoff through the hydrophonics.
Okay. Okay.
Stereophonics.
Strixiophonics.
The water situation. I know there's been a thing going on with that, and that there's some sort of contagion going to be going around in this water. I found Krieger. Sorry.
Many friends call me that.
in the he's trying to make friends. Look at him go.
He's grown up so quick.
Krieger attacked by one of our own. And I will happily say, by one of our own that looks like me.
And Krieger like sort of like half sits up, half stands up. It's like, I know I went down there looking for answers, but it was Kaz and some of the others that found me.
They're still rather cool.
Yeah. I said some of the others
Yeah,
instead of like,
yeah.
and these outsiders.
Hello.
I was attacked by Strix. It wasn't outsiders. I thought it was Drow or something before, and I will admit that when I first met Kaz, I thought that he was there to finish the job, but it was... I went down with the rest of the team to ascertain if this was a viable threat or if there was something wrong or a device. We went down there to investigate. We didn't even make it to the root works before they set upon us. And I don't think they know I'm alive. People whisper, and the theatrics. Some of them are like, "So you're saying we can turn the water back on? But you went down there and turned it off." It's like, I never made it down there. I think the people who did this to us turned it off. To maybe have the guys that we'd completed our work or we'd found something. But I don't know why. I don't even know if it's safe, fully safe. My theory was that if there was something down there, it has to be in some kind of container, maybe connected to the pumps or to the main reservoir itself. But I can't guarantee that without having seen it. Somebody should turn it back on again. No, we need to be safe. Show us your penis. Fine, credits.
We've done.
I'm fucking upset. I'm so sorry.
We have done one test on a source of water in the circular route. It has come back clean, but that does not mean it's not a definitive answer. I think we need to take something from a different source, maybe the main water line if we can, to really prove that this water is actually okay.
And you see, like, the security officials are like, but if you're part of this program, or if you've been away, or how can we trust you? Like, how do we know that you are not the person that's set upon Krieger? What if this is some game to root us out, to find people who maybe disagree with the Sun Council or with our superiors?
It's a very good question.
And you see them, like, looking at XP, just like there's a fucking security robot stood in this chamber.
Sat down.
They stood up, right?
He
I
did.
told him to sit down.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I'll send Kaz over my edited propaganda video that I was working on while we had downtime. Show me this.
Here's how I can prove it. Or
Do
at
you
least
swear?
an
Who's
element,
just in?
an element of at least something to kind of give you to explain. I mean, do they all have like data pads on themselves, or
No, not necessarily, actually. They all have like cybernetics and
Yeah.
stuff, but
I'll like detach the data pad from my gauntlet or bracelet and kind of just show it as a screen so that all can see. Like hand it around.
Press play rewind.
Well,
Yeah.
in a cybernetic society, they surely have a projector.
Probably.
not in this area of the tunnel, though.
Yeah, we're kind of a down.
This
in
is
the-
like, yeah, part, like near automated pump
personal
systems and stuff.
technology overlay sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Bluetooth it to them.
But yeah, some of them are wearing data pads, and you see that. Some of them are, even though they're like cybernetic up, some of them aren't wearing it. And you don't know whether that's because...
Don't believe in 5G.
Them towers.
Them towers. That's what caused the war issue.
Maybe.
5G.
I said it all along, it was them towers.
And I'll show the edited propaganda video that TJ is.
What a sentence.
It is a sentence.
Episode title.
Edited propaganda.
I quite like that.
You're welcome.
Just
We're
show it
flagged
around.
in so many countries. Might hit the SEO though.
China likes this.
The whole of China.
You're welcome, China.
I'll get on the translation.
Oh my fucking. I'm assuming this is a student dialect.
Yeah. So it's done sort of like a. So you found out your council might not have been completely honest with you. Well, we've got a thing or two to show you in regards
Just
to
got a
that.
vault point. Don't know what to do next. Get inside Vault 14.
It's very Fallout.
Oh,
but yeah, it shows key elements of kind of like the things we've just got about Miss Dyn and Dynatech and their links to Keydale and the Architect specifically, and kind of sort of like there's a handy little infographic making links between.
I will say that will give you a diplomacy check.
You
You can add your expertise dice to that.
Ooh.
What's your expertise dice?
It's a D6. No, it's not. It's D6 plus stuff now, which I always fucking forget. So my expertise, because we're level 5. D6 plus 1.
Level 5?
No, it's so at level 5.
Right,
I get
okay.
D6 plus 1.
Level 8? You've been leveling up, right?
And at level 9, I get another little something.
Because this is going to
But-
sting later on. If you're to level 5.
Not bad. So 5 plus 1 would be 6, plus that 19, plus that is 32.
Amazing.
Yes.
So,
My protege!
you see that, like, some people are just like, and this one guy in particular, Dal, is like, the Sun Council has always provided for us. Why would one of our own go against that? Why would they turn against us? It doesn't make sense.
I don't think the council have. The architect holds them hostage.
And who is this architect? And then, like, a few other people are like,
That's what I want to know as well.
and you mentioned things like Dynatech and stuff like that, and you get the sense that people are starting to come round. They are like, okay, something is definitely wrong here,
Yes.
and there is clearly an outside influence. Some people are still very one-track minded, very much like
Think about that bit.
thinking about that day. The older lady is just already zipping.
Getting out of Werther's.
Lady, you need to calm down.
I've got a diaphragm here somewhere.
She's like rubbing a butterscotch on her lips. She's like, you like
Jesus.
older women. She doesn't talk like that.
No. Hope he doesn't say that either. Oh my
If
god.
this is actually Sid dressed as an old woman.
Oh my god.
She's
The ultimate disguise.
Hi, Cats.
Finally found the body. But that cyber chick, sir.
Burn it. Burn the world.
Wherever you go, Cats, I thank you.
But there's a lot of toing and froing, and it's a lot of the people that you gather to be maybe farmhands and people who run the farming ring of the upper district that are very much like, that's all well and good, but if there is no contagion, or if there is, we are all going to starve to death without food. If it spoils, if it rots, if it goes, we are done for. We are in the middle of a desert. We have to turn that back on, but we need to be safe. Krieger, it's like, I'm inclined to agree. The main thing we can do is try again and see if we can find any evidence. Obviously, whatever was taken from the water supplies, I'm assuming back from the succulent root, shows that there's nothing in there, and it's the same test that I performed on it, which is why I theorized that there has to be, if there is something, a container or a vessel that is waiting to be released, if there is one at all. The Elder then steps up. If we can appease everybody here by just turning the water back on, is that something we'd all be agreeable to? The veil provides cover, but it also, the archway separates so that we can see clearly all areas of the city. If we can see clearly with our own supply within the reservoirs, we will know for sure. And everyone kind of mumbles and agrees and doesn't want to say anything against her. The security officials are like, but you said that it was one of our own that attacked you. How do we know who that is? How can we trust anybody going down there? Who goes down there?
Well, realistically, it should only be engineers and those who know how to fix the inner workings, but the people that look like me are very limited.
Why are you doodling?
I've been trying out recently, and I need to get better because I'm fucking awful. I will be able to recognize who they are. I used to have a team. Or used to be part of a team. I was not the captain. I should say. But I lost my team in some sort of freak accident, I think. I thought I saw my entire team killed in that explosion, but I have come to learn that they are still alive. 2 of them I have not met yet again, and I believe that they are still quite indoctrinated into the ways that we were taught.
What ways is that?
Follow orders. Infiltrate. Sabotage. Spy. Reconnaissance. That was our entire job. And why you might think I look like Drow, because we could blend in.
There's another murmur among the crowd.
I have some other crew members with me. I would like to present them to you, but they are 100% outsiders.
Have they got dicks? Doesn't sound that.
Some of them do.
No,
We do not judge here.
when you say they're outsiders, there is a big murmur among the crowd. And Dal stands up and is like, you bring outsiders in? It's unheard of. You see this, as he kind of like turns, like, you would lower us to the liking of him. And he like throws his arm out to the guy that you saw who's wearing the kind of poncho with the high rise. Who just kind of like, as he sat down, you can see there is like a small smirk on his face. Now, Dal. Everyone has their own ways of doing trade. You see that like he kind of like huffs at this, and like doesn't like it. Others are like seem scared or seem like they don't know what to say. And Aslan is like, when the security officials came around our plaza earlier, I hid the outsiders in my shop from them. I trust them. I think they're here for good. I trust Kaz. He brought Krieger back to me. Krieger's like, I trust them too. And they like look to you, and the rest of the crowd kind of like, you can see they're uneasy, but nobody protests.
TJ,
Hello.
come on round, will you?
Little poke his little hamster head out.
There are some audible like gasps.
Yes, I know.
I see a goblin. One of them throws up. It's a monster.
TJ, I'm sorry they think about you like that.
Sure, Pez.
None of us here will harm you.
I think when they see you, there's a moment where people are trying to work out Strix, Elf. Nobody here has seen your species before. But I don't think nobody questions you.
Coming out, put a doily on the floor, sit down on said doily, and even though it's going to daze me, I'll tap the side of the glasses and just show the solid black eyes.
And like you see people like, they're definitely not drow. And like some people murmur and stuff like that, and they kind of like look to you and you're like,
Drow isn't drowning. Get it out of your head, man.
but like you think like with the like folk
Drown it
stories
out.
and
Oh.
but like with the folk
Come on, man.
they are the biggest kind of like ghost story that they would come and infiltrate and they would kill you all in your sleep. And people are still people hold those ghost stories into their adulthood, and it's become like a staple of the Strix kind of history and culture, which is why you are initially trained up as what you are, and I think you would know that. You kind of all come out, and the crowd kind of turns around, and Poppity Ping is there, like looks down. People are like going between the fucking security robot, this menacing, almost 8 foot tall, rarely seen, essentially a space marine of this tower. The security officials do not know what to do. They are just like, and like you can see they go to react, but they stop themselves. It's almost like a training kicks in, but then they're like, Aslan, did you really harbour these in your shop? She's like, I did. And she says it quite confidently. As you guys kind of like make your way into like the back of the tunnel, flanking a group of civilians.
Get out. The asthma pistol.
And Dal, his face is like, he's like the short, squat Strix, and his face is like contorted into like a half snarl, half can't do anything about it, but doesn't look happy. There are people who look shocked, there are people who look intrigued, like this particular drow who is quite gaunt and has this thing on his like, there's like a glint in their eye. Everyone reacts but doesn't say anything, and eventually I think maybe one of the Krieger would say, I trust them enough that if I were to instruct them, they could go down and I would believe what they said or what they found. We wouldn't lose any of our own if there was anything else down there, and they are capable. They saved me. I've seen what they can do. Aslan kind of
I've definitely seen it.
My son went to my husband took my son to take a kid to work there. He's 4, but he looks very adult. Nobody says that.
He's got a hormone problem.
He's got a little toy drone. Lights up, little disco drone.
Oh no!
Stop crying. We've all
Poor
done that.
drone.
I haven't seen them in hours.
I mean, how many town guards are there, and will these guys undoubtedly know the guys we have?
I mean, okay, so give me a culture check on that.
God.
I think it's 26. Culture. No, other one. 22.
I mean, it's quite a small society. It's obviously it must be the size of the city and whatever is above. It must be anywhere between 2,000 and 5,000 people here. You know, it's not the biggest of civilizations. When you consider that, like, Absalom Station is a 5 mile wide, couple of miles tall, and that's got millions of people in it. And everybody here is squeezed into this one cityscape in the middle of this tower. Chances are they might know each other. You know, it's not guaranteed. Like 5,000 people, you're not sure if everybody would, but it wouldn't be unheard of. And but Aslan and Krieger do not say anything.
That's so solid.
And they're like, Krieger's like, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I've got 9 HP now. And I just...
Sorry, that's enough.
You're right.
Come on.
9 HP commoner.
Maybe I'll take him down. And he's like, but I could instruct you on... There are 4 main pumps down there. If there is a containment device, it will be inside one of the pumps. There is a small hatch that you would have to open to have a look inside to make sure that the motor is working. If it's going to be anywhere, it will be there. Whether it's a medical device or if it's... We don't know what it will be, but it's got to be big enough if it can take out all of us.
Well, you know, 2 of our members of our crew are highly skilled with engineering. So you know that they are capable, and we truly have come here to help. Yes, to help honestly ourselves in a way, but your people deserve freedom and truth as much as any other in the pact. So you don't have to take us on face value. We will prove ourselves through our actions. And we will film it all if you want, and I'll particularly to this style if you want to check references.
And like, he doesn't say anything, but he like looks to Krieger, and Krieger nods, and he like just turns back to you, and it's just he gives you like the slow nod. Are you still topless?
I think he would have like, whilst talking, kind of like put
Okay,
some
as you go to put that on, like as you're like talking and like maybe like getting geared up and stuff, the Endara, this Watcher of the Veil, is like walking around you.
Stop it.
But like it's
Slap that ass.
just a cred stick in the
When did she get so close?
She opens a drawer in the back of the cybernetic legs and just ting, 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 drops to your ankles.
Drops her key card in.
Oh my god.
Number and everything.
Swipes it on your ass.
Get change.
She's like hooking cred sticks at you from across the room. But like as you're putting on, like she's like around your back and she is like looking. She like looks at your scars.
Yeah.
Like every now and again, she makes like a small like knowing noise, like and just will like inspects where they were and looks at things like. You can see like she's looking at your eye as well as she comes round and at your ears and where your legs have been broken and forced into this cybernetics to make sure that they are more elven-like. She doesn't say anything, but she definitely inspects you.
Just kind of giving the side eye as he sort of inspects me. Okay. So anyway, I will happily go down there with my crew to investigate the issue and come up with the truth.
There are 4 main pumps. Krieger just cut straight in. There's 2 in the central reservoir and 2 in rooms or in cavern spaces next to them. And like he looks around. If you don't fly, you might have to swim. Each one goes to different parts of the city, into the Vale, into the farming lands. It's like one pump per farming land, essentially. The heaviest of duty will go to the southern paddies. That will be in the central reservoir. That's where they will be deactivated, and that's where, if there is anything inside those pipes or inside those pumps, it will be there. There are, and he would probably like be able to give you like a small, crude map. But I think you already know the area well enough that you, like, the route works is not hard to find where the central reservoir is, because it is the main source of water, and most people in Keydale, even if they don't go down there, know of it. Obviously, if you're not heading through the central tunnels, you will have to take the security tunnels. And actually, it's like, I have already brought them through those. I know the way back down.
We have a means.
That's good. As for the rest of you, and he like looks to the crowd, if we get this information, we know more. But please keep your ears open, keep your eyes open. Something's wrong here. I can feel it. Azalin. At least we'll get some answers this way. Nothing's coming down from above. And if you haven't heard anything, she like looks to these two security officials. Rhett, if you know anything, if you hear anything, please let us know. What's happening up there? And they're like, it's a bit of a mess. Nobody really knows what's supposed to be happening. We're just trying to follow our commanders, but they are now taking order, obviously, from this architect, the Sun Council, obviously being held, but we don't know if they're being held. We imagine up in their quarters, up in the Sun Crown, or where. I certainly haven't seen them, but I don't have clearance to things like holding cells or anything. I hope you're right. And like he's like looking at you all, and he like turns to us and is like, I hope you are right about these people. I don't want to be any part of another security risk if this goes wrong.
I'm going to ask Pop Ping to like lift me up, kind of, so I can actually be seen.
Slowly starts crushing your head into the ceiling. No, it's like 40 foot up.
Circle of life.
To floor.
Yeah, he will lift you up.
Pez is just kind of nervous because he was like, sort of that moment of actual stage fright. Goes, we'll try our best, but if you're worried about drinking water, and he just kind of pulls his not comm unit, his what's it called? His like gear pack to like the front, and you just kind of hear like, you know, the old printers that had like the holes in the side. Yeah. You just kind of hear this go, and you just see him like print off a schematic for like a personalised water filtration. It's like, it's not gonna be able to keep the like planes hydrating or anything, but it means you can have water until this gets sorted.
Give me a diplomacy check.
7. He's a monster. He's trying to poison us.
People are put out by the goblin, who they've never heard of and probably have only heard fairy tale stories.
Grimm's fairy tales.
Of goblins who eat children.
Yeah.
But then also, you are saying something scientific, though, and this is a species of people who like tech, who like cybernetics, and some of them will be like, yeah, this is similar to what Creek was saying, that we can be safe in a certain way, but we just need to know if it's some kind of technology, if it's a medicine, a disease, or we don't know what it is, especially if it targets cybernetics, is it a technology? Will this filter that out? And they start like talking among themselves and stuff, but it, some of them will take it, and yeah.
I think to aid in that, I might give the chemalizer to Krieger.
We might need that with us.
He actually says.
Would we?
Yes.
He actually says.
Yes, that's the whole reason we're going down.
He actually says, "Don't worry, I have one of those as part of my
That's
kit.
alright.
I'm very grateful, but that's what led me to my conclusion in the first place, that it had to be something that released when called for. It makes more sense because there was nothing in the water already. But thank you. Genuinely, it was my first point of call, and it's very smart thinking to have one of those. Obviously, check the reservoir, make sure nothing's leaked out, but I'm sure of it. If it's going to be anywhere, it will be in those pumps.
Of course.
Look, you all can't stay here. Make your ways back. Avoid, and he's like talking to the crowd, avoid patrols. Just stay safe. It's a couple of hours, maybe, down there properly. I would hope to see you by morning. Obviously, if you can get back to the succulent route, then do, but if not...
In case of emergencies, may I have your data pad number and send you information?
And he's very much like, he will hand over, he's actually not wearing one right now. Actually, no, his was destroyed, and he knows that.
Not your lovely lady partner.
Yeah, we have one at the house, and essentially gives you a home number.
Can you not use the internet for a minute? I need to make a phone call.
It's been like, I can't send gifts on this.
It's still a computer.
Yeah, I will then send. I will start the process of sending a gif of a cat on a skateboard over
Straight
with
through.
my.
It just kills their data plan.
Comes with like MMS message.
And with that,
Or you're going to have to do like one of those typed out ones. Open bracket, close bracket, space, space, open bracket, close bracket, space, space.
and they are, and as it's like, please, but just what you've heard here, what you've seen here tonight, just even Krieger, just keep it under wraps until we know something. The more we can find out, the more we can approach officials or your commanders, and she points to like the two security officials. The more we'll know about the Vale, Endara, the more we'll know about getting the water back for the farms. We cannot survive without that. We are all going to die down here if we do not get that water back up and running.
Could we ask the guards? I assume we'll be heading off quite soon. Could we ask the guards patrols so that we are able to avoid, like, if we have a route back from A to B, if there are patrols going around that area,
A
that we can
diplomacy
avoid.
check.
Good.
It's a very good idea. If people want to aid in this, I will say they can aid.
What a fantastic idea, Lady Sylph. Yes, please. That would be absolutely marvellous. We would love that.
You get the auto aid, right?
Yeah.
We want nothing more just to help. So if this information could be given to us, then fantastic. Automate.
I'm also here. I'm with them. You can roll a diplomacy check if you'd like.
I need to make the sheets. Is it there? Is it
We are
No, I think
usual.
everything went over to them.
yeah, sorry.
I don't think a security robot has diplomacy.
Has intimidation.
Yeah.
That's diplomacy.
He's the robot of the people.
Yeah.
His official title.
He's the people's princess.
If they have intimidation, they
people's
can make an
protector.
intimidation check.
Yeah, they fucking yes.
Oh, they do.
Intimidate you say, yeah, sure.
I mean,
I love that during this story arc, you were just nat one more.
I'm fucking this up.
but the plus.
So it's a natural one for 25.
Do as they say.
So what did you roll?
It's a +1 or +2.
Plus 2, plus 2,
Plus two.
plus 2, and so
plus
plus
two.
8 total.
Yep.
22.
Okay, so these guys are like, yeah, we're stretched pretty thin at the moment. There's a lot of disagreement up in the Aegis Ring about command, about who should be where. A lot of security forces were sent to guard a lot of the access routes upstairs. So we're stretched quite thin down here.
Popty's lie worked.
And they see Poppity Ping, and they are just like, and I think you'll be fine with a security robot. However, we'll do what we can. If we can keep, and like it turns to Krieger's like, if we keep the northern passageways clear, if I can work some magic there, then you guys will have free access up and down.
If you two can potentially be the ones patrolling.
It's probably what we'll try and get to.
Okay.
Are there any passwords, hidden things we need to know about that we could potentially set off going through them?
No, the security tunnels are designed more for your friends, well, for this kind. And like he looks at the security robot, and for the passage of goods and vehicles. Most of us fly through the central spire. There is a tunnel that heads down to the root works that, in all fairness, none of you seem capable of flying. So...
Rooses?
I ain't here, scheduling conflict.
Go look after Wiley.
Come get childcare.
Simple parent life.
I think that's your best course of action. We will do our best to be stationed there. I think that's a smart idea. And with that, like, people start dispersing and leaving. And you can see that, like, some of them are very quick to leave. Others are, they'll say one or two things to Aslan or Krieger. And Dal actually shakes Krieger's hand. You get there's like an older relationship there. He even will shake Aslan's hand. Bows deeply to Endara, and Endara is kind of like helped out of the room again by this younger Strix. Until it's just Krieger, Aslan, and yourselves left in this room. Oh, I'm better than I thought it would.
Not too bad, I suppose.
The individual with the collar. A trader?
Anto. An eye for an eye, yes. Deals in a lot of cybernetics, but has been known to deal with the mercenary groups outside of the tower to bring in extraterrestrial cybernetics and goods. Some here see that as a way of surviving, others look down heavily upon it. People like Dal scorn him for it, but a lot of the things that Anto has done has brought new technology into the city, even though it is looked down upon to deal with outsiders in such a flagrant way. What secrets is he trading is usually the line that Dal will argue with, but UPBs are our main currency here, and I think that goes for a lot of the roving mercenary bands as well, and we do have an issue with raiders and scavengers outside of the tower sometimes. It's been a long time, but apparently Anto deals with them all.
Wouldn't mind potentially another small little soiree with him when we return.
Sure, I can definitely set that up. He will be more than delighted to meet with you all. He is, like I say, a keen eye for outside technology.
I suppose there's no time like the present.
Yeah, we best get it moving. We're on the time frame as it is.
Indeed.
We shan't dilly or dally.
No, neither of those.
Yes, no one likes delaying or dallying.
She like helps Krieger up, and he's like, "Thank you."
Thank you for leaving us, I suppose.
Well, he didn't finish the job.
Especially after... Well, yes, indeed, but... not having your apprehensions still control your every move after that.
And Aslan sort of smiles and he kind of chuckles. And not everybody here is as secular as everybody else. We do fall within the society to it, but some more of us are okay with outsider presence or progression. And with that, she starts helping him hobble out of the room. And XP, well, I suppose we're going back downstairs.
Yes, Popty.
And we'll go to break there, and we'll see you all in about 10 minutes' time.
Indeed.
Oh. Oh.
Now we're live.
We are indeed. We are indeed.
Oh, look, it's casual. Casual.
Oh my god.
What'd that nick you? Banana. Show us your side of the egg.
Oh my lord.
Don't know what happened. I just fucking...
You just playing the character, mate.
Just where's the idea there's like one person in there like, woo!
Take it off.
Tasty. Yeah. So a meeting is done.
Yes.
Potential people who want to find out what's going on in the city, of people who are scared, worried, different walks of life, from farming lands to shopkeepers to some of them just civilians.
Innocent folk.
Innocent folk.
All caught in the crossfire of whatever is going on here in Keydale.
Keydale City.
Keydale City!
In the dark, dark desert, in the dark, dark tower, up the dark, dark stairs, around the dark, dark tunnel. There was a big Strix,
The dark,
and
dark
a little
tunnel.
Strix, and a dog Strix. Do.
Every time you say architect, I have the architect.
Oh my
Architect.
god, Neil Butchman!
It's the architect!
Oh my god! Like Don
Oh my
Neil
god! And it
Butchman!
makes sense with the head, the talking head as well. I'm a string.
I'm the architect!
Let's have a look at that one then!
Here's what I made earlier.
Instead of
Oh
like
my God.
instead of like bed sheets and things like that, it's like if we get the arm, put it here, and it zooms out. It's just its head as a picture.
Just an arm on somebody's skull as like some like Strix walks into a wall like, ah!
He's just getting
He's
like a
paper macheing all the wings on.
We've got all these leftover copies of Nimbus Dine. What can we do with them?
Here's Tracy Island that we made out of egg cartons and very liquid bottles.
And Strix wings. Got a spare Kaz.
Right, so we're going to start off with a lot of
good.
PVA glue
Yes.
and extra
so bad.
You can see the look how much you're progressing so quickly.
Yes, Jack.
So Jack,
Let's
is
give an
obviously-
update.
Let's do
go.
our half-time update on the
So,
next edition to the 1K subscriber giveaway.
oh,
I mean, you could just do it into this one.
how could you? Rob? There we
It's
go.
genuinely look at the
Yes.
progress per character.
There you go. Got a bit of the old Bear and Pez in the action there now.
How many left to do?
So many.
Just Jude, you got
Myself and Sylph. Myself and Sylph.
Okay.
I'll try and not make you look like a cowboy. this
we
time.
know how good that Jack is at drawing elves, so
Just you wait.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
The two remaining elves in the team.
This is the tricky bit.
Yeah, so for anybody who missed the start of the show, that is going to go into the 1K subscriber giveaway. We'll all sign it. Not that that matters, we're nobodies, but we'll sign it. That goes on for... Someone's going to open that. Someone who doesn't watch Starfinder. And then it's going to be like...
yeah.
Let's do that
So,
again.
is that
Get the
one?
cameras.
Is that one? Wrong one. No, wait.
No, it's that one.
Oh, it's not me.
Old lady will.
What that dick do?
Come on.
Ta-da.
It's not having it. Have I popped it? No.
It's the best I've ever looked.
For podcast listeners, we are quite literally just trying to get the camera focus on the top one.
Or she all our hands.
Yeah.
My palm.
My bar.
It's really yellow. It's like I've got jaundice.
Get checked out, mate.
Sorry to be a little
Can confirm Tamsin's hand not that jaundiced.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Twitch.
Where else do you get your advice from?
ChatGPT to some of our patients.
Fucking come on, lad. Come on.
Yay!
With their focus.
It's their magic hands.
That's the podcast. This is like, you can't see us, but there's a hand in front of the camera. So this meeting has taken place, and obviously there's discord in the city.
There's Discord pinging everywhere in the city.
Some people aren't even on Discord. We have a Discord.
We do.
Join now.
Call now.
And people, it seems, are confused more than anything. And with that comes this panic because the water supply has obviously been turned off. Supposedly for their safety, while investigations are carried out to ascertain the validity of this contagion. But then you know that you found the engineering team in the root works ready to go down there. They didn't even make it down there before they were set upon by what appears to be your former teammates, your friends, your murderous friends.
No.
Yes, you're responsible for this. They are your friends.
Have you guys considered he is walking you all into a trap?
Probably.
Yeah.
This is the
The
long game.
architect made all of this happen.
Not,
you have
not
no
my
free will,
Kaz,
Kaz.
not my sweet boy.
Most elaborate long plan.
Character
Do you think you got that in you as a player?
I think so.
Podcast listeners, that was some very
was such a
wide
James
eyes for a very
mannerism,
cheeky
wasn't it?
boy.
It really was.
I've really picked up on that. Fucking hell. I love you, mate. Jesus Christ.
You alright?
Vinny don't
Yeah, I just find like when I hang around with people, I tend to pick up their mannerisms a little bit.
Yeah.
It's probably everyone, it's not just me, but hopefully. But yeah, I just did a proper Dave thing there, and that was, yeah.
What did you do?
You did a face.
Well, it's like, you say something that's like, could be,
It's like a little fourth wall break.
you know. Obviously, if
Yeah.
you listen to the podcast, you don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now.
So go to our YouTube.
So yes.
Or
So you can
Twitch.
see which is Dragonborn Industries, and you can click on, like, we're right there front and centre, click on videos, playlists, we're there, Orion's Hope, come see our ugly mugs and know who's chatting to you.
Yeah, you don't think that's...
And you'll be like, gingers!
Do you guys find that if you're listening to a podcast, and I did this with High Rollers with Aroas, I was listening to it because we were working together and we were listening to it together, and then I started watching it more as a YouTuber, and I did it with Critical Role as well. Do you find that it breaks your immersion to somewhat when you go from podcast to YouTube, or are you okay with it? Because I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, yeah. Don't change anything for me.
Because I found a lot of the time I go from, especially with High Rollers, I went from like imagining Quill, this Aarakocra, imagining Lucius with this like Hortichromia, and then I would just hear Chris Trott and be like, "There's Chris Trott," and I would see them at the table, and I could envisage them playing at the table, and then I'd have to go deeper in my own psyche to try and imagine the things.
I kind of have a bit of, like, if I go from podcast to YouTube, and I have this, well, not YouTube, but Androids and Aliens.
Yes.
And I imagine, like, you have, like, an imagination of what the players look like based on their voices alone, and then you see them, and it's like, it's totally not what you imagine. It's
Especially
not
with the character art
best
as well.
or better or worse, it's just something different.
Yeah.
And so it takes, like, at least an episode to sort of go, okay. And then you acclimatise quite quickly, but it's that initial, that's who it is.
Does anyone else do you think if they're watching like an actual play where like you're watching it and you can see the people and you can see them in their everyday clothes and everything, but you've also got like a separate film going on of like the story playing out as it's like in the thing.
Yes. That is exactly where I go to.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm just on podcast, I can envision it very, very vividly, and I do find it easier when it's just podcast to envision the story. When I then go to YouTube, I get that, but I also have them at the table doing it, and I can see. And I think
Two
and
televisions.
I think we see a lot of that with more modern, more up to date things like Crit Roll, Glass Cannon, High Rollers, Dimension 20. There's so many people we can name. I do get like, okay, well, I'm watching them at the table, which I do enjoy watching them at the table, and I'm also watching the story unfold at the same time, and that's a very interesting dual thing that you bring up there that I quite like. So, if you're listening to us on the podcast and you've never seen us, that's
look us up.
interesting. Yeah,
Please.
that'd be interesting. You see me like half unshaven on the top, God, trim the mustache, man! Put it away. Just like I noticed it today, I was doing a members thing that I released, and I was just like, oh yeah, I need to shave at the moment, really, really badly. How about Kat? You need to shave?
I think he keeps himself pretty shaven.
All robots.
He's got a hygiene kit now.
But does he need
I
it?
do.
Do cybernetic people?
I do.
Do you have a
aspire?
cybernetic moustache? So it's always like perfect.
Oh,
Cows with a moustache
No.
does not fit.
No, little nanotes come out and just trim it every night while he sleeps. Like, just
There's an entire episode of just nanites lawn mowing, and it's like the micro world of their life and their drama.
yes.
They're like, oh, not again! I trimmed this yesterday.
our life on Kaz.
Belinda, no, I saw
pretty
you.
good.
Yeah, our life on Kaz.
Have you seen
like on
Futurama when he's got like the hair job, the nanite hair job? It's like, and it cuts it. I imagine that.
This is gonna be a throwback. Like Osmosis Jones, where it's like, he's taking the medication. It's like all the different cells in the bodies, and like the medication and how it works and things like that.
Rated cartoon.
Yeah.
It's one of the most scientifically accurate cartoons as well.
Is.
There you go.
Yeah.
So here we stand as a group, as the last of this secular secret, secular group. There's an episode title there for you. Leaves this makeshift storage room, this meeting room, and
Oh yeah.
just straight up Rick and Morty, that didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
And you guys are left with the conclusion that I think what people want is assurance. Poppity Ping is like, well, it appears that we're going back downstairs. Should I lead the way?
Yes, please pop
Yes,
it
if you
in.
would.
Once upon a time, I actually had more station round here.
Yes.
Well, when we get you back to Absalom Station, you can have all the station you want.
I don't know what that is.
You soon will.
We can upgrade you too.
I'm fine just as I am.
We.
And they start walking towards this like northern security tunnels, and they will start leading the way down. Is there anything en route you guys are doing?
Back on with all the June armour as much as possible.
If there's anything particular that Kaz would do, honestly, I think we just need to get on with the job.
Yeah.
Try and prove to the people that we are trying to do good here.
Quickly and quietly.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about what's next after this.
I think it depends on what we find.
True. True.
Once. Big gold radulars.
We also
So-
need to keep an eye out for your team members in case
Yes.
they're still lurking around down here.
Yes. Right. Bastards.
Oh,
Bastards.
Sorry, come on.
Bastards. But a Jean. Wrong Jean.
Who is Gene Poach?
I send another message out?
Do you want to?
Me as a player want to. Whether I should or not having a response from Felina from the previous times I've messaged.
Right.
Have you
As
contacted
we're
Rag?
walking
I
down.
was thinking about Rag,
Well, that maybe try.
just because they got
Kaz.
separated,
Exactly. Maybe just pop him like, do
because he wouldn't think
good.
to message me.
No, he wouldn't. But just do it. It can't hurt.
I mean,
Well,
I've already messaged her.
If we're
They
walking
know we're
into
here.
a trap, we're walking into
There's,
a trap.
you don't need to
regardless.
tell them exactly where we are, but they know we're here already.
Get Rag's contact number up.
Very easy to do. Hey, buddy, you good?
You what?
What's that effect? I think it's like.
What you thinking about?
What are you wearing? What's that dick do?
You up?
Where are you?
I'm so sorry.
That was good. That was very good.
I am at. No, just I am at.
Sylph says.
Previously agreed location. Hope all is well. Okay. So discreet. Okay. Who else could that be?
Potassium? That was very smart.
That was very good.
Yep, you send that off. As you guys begin your expedition back down into the Scorch Line and the Root Works. And it does take a little bit of time. Obviously, you've got this like small incline to this tunnel that bores its way, and it clearly is something bored its way up to create this tunnel. And again, whether that's by design or whether that was just natural of a creature doing this, you start heading back down this tunnel until you end up back in a very familiar set of rooms. You see a large stone door that you came into this tower through. It doesn't look like it's moved in any way, it's still closed. And this dark, cold hall is obviously still a massive contrast to the sun outside. You can feel the humidity in here even though it's cold, and you look up and you see that webway of stone that goes from one side to the other that creates this almost spiderweb-like funnel that leads up, and you can just see around some of them this semi-circular brass sphere at the top of this particular room, where in the center of it is a hole. You've been told about like the central spire and coming down through that tunnel, and most people would fly down that way, and you imagine that that is the way that people would come up and down, and you would know this. There is a large silence in here that just soaks up in the room. Like, as you move across, the ground is quite loose, so it's like crunching of sand and dirt under your boots, and there is still the blood spatter and bodies. And XP's got like a little torch out, and I imagine you've all got your lights at this point. The map you can see leads you to a place what would be towards the west of the room, and you can see that maybe this is the direction in which these people were traveling before they were attacked. And you end up coming across an open way that's definitely a tunnel that goes down, but it's not like those bore tunnels. These are more like natural caverns that water maybe has like soaked through to create this almost shell-like, you know, like how a snail shell is on that kind of spiral. It creates that in on itself, and there's like a steepening to that particular walkway. And you know, Kaz, with the map and with your information on where you grew up, that those lead down into the central reservoirs. You've seen like the massive pipes that are like, 10, 15 foot wide that come up in different sections of the building. There's none in this particular room that you're in, but you know they must be in the rooms or in surrounding chambers. But yeah, you see this entranceway that you know will spiral down into the rootworks.
I suppose we just better head down into the rootworks. That's where we need to go. I've never been down here before, so I'm not really sure what dangers lie. So,
Keep their wits.
yes, very much so. And I'll happily lead the way down to the rootworks.
Yeah, you start as a group making your way down. And it's interesting because it goes down further than you'd expect, and it does almost become like a spiral staircase, and it starts wide, and then eventually you get to the point where you think it's not going to get much more narrow. You can all fit through it still comfortably, but it definitely becomes like a 5-foot space. And then it just opens into a huge cave. The cave is... Everybody has dark vision, don't they?
Yes.
They've got no light.
Okay. Low light. Dark. I think the torches, the lights, bounce off the water that is this chamber enough that you can see anybody with like low light vision and below just enough. The cave is broad. It's an echoing chamber of slick stone and shadow. Moisture clings to every surface, and there is a dripping in slow rhythmic patterns from stalactites that hang like swords high above the smooth water surface, waiting to drop on some unsuspecting victim. The air is cold and clammy, thick, like you'd have to swim through the viscous air, with a scent of wet stone and a faint hint of algae. The chamber, a vast underground reservoir, its dark waters still glassy, disturbed only by the slow churn of large industrial pumps. And you see them set by 2 of the walls. As you enter, and it is like this platform opens and then drops down towards the water, there is one you see, maybe 100 feet, that just climbs out of the water. This massive 15-foot wide pipe. There is another one directly in front of you by maybe 60 or so feet that seems to skim the water surface before it goes into the wall and off somewhere else. They hum with a low mechanical resonance that reverberates off the stone walls, masking the subtler sounds of dripping water and the occasional distant splash. What was once probably a catwalk of some ancient stone has clearly collapsed, leaving a platform in the center of the room, and these thin, spindly fingers of stone hold it up. Those 2 pipes have these dim flickering lights that you can just about make out must be control panels for these particular parts of the system. Don't read that. Despite the machinery, this place feels ancient, carved over aeons by the slow patience of nature, now harnessed for the needs of the city, for the needs of the society here. Everybody roll me a perception check, please. Shit, Roos did alright there. Okay, Roos rolled a 28. Sylph.
15.
15. Pez.
21.
22.
31.
31.
It's getting all settled in. I'm sweating.
To the fan.
I can't do the flick.
Calling the flick of the wrist.
Kaz, whether it's the dropping of water or the hum of machinery or rock splashing, every now and again the surface doesn't break. It's not like it ripples or anything like that, but there is just like a slight movement to it. Maybe a current, maybe maybe one of the pumps is broken or one of the pipes is broken and it's maybe
Is it
pushing the
like
water.
one direction, as in like it's...
You don't know you're beautiful.
Is it like sort of almost like a wave, like shifting in one way, settling down, shifting in one way, or is it like completely random, coming in different directions?
What'd you roll?
31.
No, it does seem in one way.
Can I see like following where that direction's coming from.
Yeah, okay. So it seems to be that. So imagine you're in the corner of a room and the two walls go out like this. There's one pump that just comes, or one pipe that just comes straight out of the water and just climbs like 100 or so feet towards the ceiling. Then there's the one that comes out and skims the water. It seems like it comes from somewhere near that one in one direction.
There seems to be some shifting of movement with this pipe on the right. I'm not sure if it's normal. I feel like we should probably try and check that one out first.
You can do like engineering checks, you can do other things as well.
Is there some form of, not like terminal, but like layout of how the pipes are or anything like that I saw?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to have a look at the pipes then and see if I can work out sort of inflow, outflow, and how it works.
Can I also do that as well?
Yes.
Decent. Very decent.
It's more like it.
Now that's fucking more like it.
39.
Something very useless, probably. 33, please.
Okay. So from an engineering point
If you
of view,
wouldn't mind, dear sir.
inflow and outflow, what you suspect is that this is natural water that must be coming up from underneath the crust and it pulled up here and then probably pulled up by the pumps in some way as well. But those pumps then must take that water, thousands of gallons of it, and pump it up through the city. And you see these two pipes, that's not enough. There are probably more of these reservoirs, probably not as big as this one. And also those pipes must have these massive pumps in them that must suck the water up. So you imagine most of the water would flow to the actual pumps themselves, which is the opposite direction of which this water is going. But then if the water's been turned off, maybe something's happening there, or if it's been damaged and it is then kicking water out, that would cause it to be going in one direction away from it.
With that, can I hear if anything's whirring or the waters are moving through the pipes?
No, because I don't know if you know it that way. There is definitely automated noise down here and like a thrum of some kind. But it doesn't seem maybe like they are pumping water.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not as loud as you would expect it to be with that check.
Yeah.
I think, you might get that as well with that. Because you'd expect it to be like, like really like...
Industrialist.
Exactly,
sounds.
right? And also the water still being very still and that like, that direction away from it. Can you give me a perception check as well, please?
23.
Yeah, okay. What was your perception before?
31.
Yeah, it's hard to see it. It definitely went in one way, and you're like, did I see that? Is it still going? I'm not quite sure. It's hard to know when like the water then reaches like the other side of the cavern and then starts coming back ever so slightly on itself. It's hard to like gauge. Yeah, but it's still quite still in here.
I think we need a closer look.
Does it look like this water that you can see in the middle is where it's being drawn from, or does it more look like it has leaked and created this?
Perception check.
Some 13.
Hard to tell. It's obviously the water must come up from somewhere deep, and you imagine to pump that much water, this must go deep.
Is how long does the chemalizer take to analyze? Do we know?
I haven't got it on me.
It's like an hour. Let's choose.
2 seconds.
Carefully.
Stable wanted something nozzle can be easily operated. Grants +4 circumstance, engineering, mysticism, physics. Doesn't have.
Have a wonderful sip of my tea.
A lovely cup of tea.
We should be a quarter, by the way. Phenomenal. Fuck, I answered that one.
Have you been catching up on that?
Yeah, odds on and off, yeah. I need to do a proper dive.
I've been re-catching up with Gatewalkers, their campaign too.
Doesn't say.
I was going to say, yeah, it doesn't say a time. It just says it's a +4.
So
Circumstantial.
you can just
Yeah.
be in something.
It probably as a standard action you can check something.
I mean, we must check the water that's in here.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can check the water that's coming from the pipes as well when we get there, but
Different samples.
no harm in doing so, right? What the fuck? What?
That's right, don't worry.
Wow!
Back in for it.
Now we're in the
I
dark.
want that on a fan. Blowjob. Blowjob.
34 of you, Steph. Oh, Lord.
Fresh as a daisy.
Oh, Christ. Sorry, I'm a tangent there. Yeah.
Who's doing what first?
I'm
Do you
happy.
want to test the water now?
Well, I mean,
Let's see.
it hasn't got any limited uses, does it? So we can just.
I get a feeling it does.
Well, if it does, then we need to obviously choose carefully.
It does.
While they're
Oh.
deciding what to do with this,
Yes.
I want to get my camera out because it's got infrared and shit,
Oh.
and have a little look around and just see if the camera can pick up, because it's got big zooms, pick up on anything that our mortal eyes may have missed.
Sounds like a perception check.
Done it.
Camelizer, you say? Mm-hmm. What's its usage
2 use.
per day?
Just says 2 use.
2-use.
Oh, that's per battery.
Okay.
Oh, I got batteries.
Oh, we've got batteries for days. We've picked up like loads of
So
them.
capacity 20, which is like essentially it's ammo. It holds 20 charges from a battery, and every time you use it, it uses 2 of those charges.
Oh, so
one
we've got
battery is
10 per battery.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've got
Okay,
like
loads.
Loads of batteries.
Yeah.
29 on perception.
What does it pick up?
So it's it's technically an enhanced scanner. So you've got a 10 times zoom. It also picks up infrared frequencies. They have low light and dark vision with a range of 60 feet. Can view a wider band of wavelengths, including infrared. And because of the special thing that I put on mine, it automatically identifies holograms and illusions via sense through vision, except for images that are specifically for cameras and other surveillance systems.
That's what the little drone thing came down to find us was.
Yeah. I'm scanning. And,
Can I add something to this, or shall I wait?
I've rolled something, but you don't know the answer yet, so I'd say yes.
Okay. I'm going to create a new piece of equipment I haven't used yet. Some drift glass goggles.
Goggles.
So you'll see, like, because I've not been wearing my goggles that I usually wear. So, like, these ones just kind of like form around my head, and they look very similar to the ones I used to use.
Speedos.
Just just sucked into my face.
Try something to pull.
But they look a little more like augmented, and they've got little sort of like powered lights going through them. They give me a -4.
RGB speedos.
Razor speedos.
They have a little dub bass going inside.
Numa hey.
It's a -4 penalty to any vision-based skill or attack roll, but I can see under the effects of the invisibility.
Definitely nothing invisible.
Just thought I'd cover that base.
Good base to cover.
How do we feel about releasing a small amount of dye into the water and seeing where it goes?
I'm gonna roll and just issue caution with that because
I
we're
have
trying to find out
Millions
if
of
there's...
gallons.
Yes, but we're trying to find out if there's anything already in the water.
So, as you're saying that, your camera does pick up something.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, infrared.
It is the infrared that picks it up. There is a gargantuan worm that you just see the back end of that has like gone from like one bit near the pump into another section, and you only just catch like the back end of it, and it is like 40 foot wide, and it just disappears again.
There's a big web in the water, there's a big web in the water, there's a big web in the
And
water.
that's when like you notice that water stops again, And actually, that movement of water was something gliding under the water.
These waters are infested.
This water has worms.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
I mean, worms are probably just native here.
Yeah.
Give me a recall knowledge, and you may add your culture check to it.
Oh dear.
Water, oh yeah.
Oh, that's not great.
You and this fucking culture, your own home.
I've literally +5. That's all I've got. 13.
Yeah, I mean, worms are native. you know full well.
Brilliant.
A lot of them at some point we used to bore out the tunnels. You walked them. But,
Can I make like a medicine check? Just sort of like a worm of this size being in what seems like the central reservoir of water.
Is that
Would that somehow
place?
infect the fucking water?
you can give me
Oh,
a
helping out.
life...
Yeah.
I think it's life science to identify a creature.
Can we try and help with that?
Yes, you can.
So life science.
I think it's life science to identify a creature.
Yeah, you get the aid from TJ.
Can aid.
Just gonna identify creature. Yeah, this one would come under this one.
Okay.
I think I can aid. What was it? Life science?
Yes.
Yeah, I automatically pass anyway.
Height. Come on, roll it, yeah! Yes!
Bruce goes for a swim.
That's fine.
He's taking a couple mushrooms.
And you're not helping?
I am helping, yes.
You're not helping?
You're not helping?
You're not helping,
do it.
Ez!
Get in the water.
With those 3 helps, it is 31.
Okay, right. So first of all, inside the tower, you've never heard of this. I think with that and your recall knowledge check, even though that was that low, there are actually these... there are these worms that are essentially like rock breaker worms. They bore through the desert, churning up the ground. And they are a danger to structures like this, especially if they think there's food in there. And there are these staves that the Strix use around the tower that send out a frequency that basically sends them away, these like high-pitched trilling vibrations in the ground. They would normally keep away things like these giant boreworms.
Pumps aren't working.
And to have one in the central reservoir tells you that one has bored into the perimeter.
Got a massive leak here.
Whether they can survive in water, they can survive in the ground. They don't, they are amphibious, but there should not be one within the perimeter of the tower.
Oh, this is not good news. They haven't turned the water off because they want worms to come here.
They want to bring the whole tower down.
Like, we don't know who's truly behind this.
No, we don't.
The architect obviously is involved, we know that.
Yeah.
It's worth
But-
turning these sound barriers back on.
We have to, right?
I
Because
mean,
it's only a matter of time until this whole thing comes
I
down.
don't think we can shoot this thing.
And if we can, it doesn't do anything.
Not really.
It just alerts people that we're here.
We have to activate these pumps.
Can I do a sample of the water?
Yeah.
Camelot.
You take the chemalizer
I'll
and
just
you.
rub Pez up.
Right.
Big red grass.
Vorag, Rob, eat
Do you dip it into the water? Yeah?
So I'm getting the sort of sample out of the water. I'm going to get 2 of them, one to test for any toxins and one to test for any organic matter that shouldn't belong in
Yeah,
sort of
sweet.
water.
So you like bend down, you like get to like towards the edge, and like everyone's having this conversation. You're like, we need to turn those the sound barriers back on. We need to work out why this worm's here. You break the water, and you just watch the entire water churn and shift. I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh. Not the boar worms. That's a cocker.
As
Oh, what's it gonna be?
Secretly super excited to see big ass polycule
Yeah.
worm.
It's so Dune. I love it so much.
what's the inspiration, eh?
Yes.
I'm gonna put that down just here.
I really like you wobbly pike.
I might actually go a bit forward on that one. I'm going to move your
I'm just
artwork.
moving things out the way. Like prized artwork.
But wait!
I'm not finished
And
this.
then it's a shark.
There's more.
Oh god.
Oh gosh, oh jeez, little man.
This one is over there. Sorry, if you just watch your laptop a second.
Like a glove.
But wait!
There's more.
Oh,
Oh dear.
So,
Oh dear, oh dear.
Whoa.
What are those?
Gosh, on my pipes.
What do you think you're doing, mate?
Get fucked.
Biscuit. Can't you see?
Got art to be
Yeah,
doing.
I know. It's important.
as let's go with that one just there. I'm going to get your minis and place them onto the map.
They're over here. Oh, I'm not have a
Pairs,
reference
you would have to come
anymore.
down to here.
You
Sorry,
can...
would you like to be on this side of the way you came in or this side of the way you came in? Left or right? This is the tall pipe on your left, and this is the one that you can see that water was probably like coming this way from.
You probably weren't near that, really.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
So it's right in there.
Heads can't swim.
I think the rest of you would have
I
been
can't swim.
all the way up here.
Character number 4 next week.
look, there's a nice convenient doorway you can stand in.
So, the water begins to churn as you get the water into the camera lens. And it's like as soon as you like put your hand in and brake, your camera picks up that infrared as coming out of another tunnel down here. You see it just burst through like the surface of the water as this massive worm
Well,
bursts out just there. I'm going to remove just that like plinth of rock for the moment so the camera can see
Look
that.
at him.
As this worm just water just cascades off it, the entire surface just pulls away from it for a moment as we are going to go into initiative. So I am going to roll up this one's initiative first. That is a natural 1.
Yay.
That's not annoying. Oh, it's not bad though.
40.
Just gonna double check that.
Don't make that face.
Okay.
what does that do?
I know about you.
Okay.
I'm feeling worms
Pez.
food.
28.
Oh, lovely. Roos is going to be I think he's a +4. +1. It's a 10 for Roos.
So you got a thing where he can re-roll his initiative.
Don't know, he's not here. He's going in first.
He's in the doorway.
He is in the doorway right now. Sylph.
With a nat 1, I am at a 4.
XP 96, please.
Do you want me to roll it? And
Oh,
you add
sorry. Yeah.
Imagine like 30 something.
8 plus.
8 plus something.
Come on,
Oh, we
Buffalo.
always lose it. Is it? Oh yeah, +5. 13.
13 for XP. TJ.
I've done a really solid TJ roll, actually, for once, and got 11.
Nice.
It's really good for me.
Kaz.
16.
We're all going to die.
You're going to die down
Do we get
here.
everybody's there? I think I've got everybody's there.
Punch the worm.
It breaks up through the water. You see it's gonna just like, it looks like it's gonna come up and barrel down on top of you all, and you see these massive mandibles just open up on it, and it is kind of lampreyish in nature, but with this extra, it looks like fused rock on the outside, but you imagine it's some kind of bone or some kind of hard chitinous carapace. I know I've only got a purple worm miniature there, but it is this sandy colour in nature. Your camera just goes off on one as its mouth opens, and it is hot on the inside.
Oh, no.
You just see these like teeth, like the Sarlacc pit, are just in this massive circle on the inside, and you can see water and rock in there just being like churned about.
Almost like a
cement mixer.
just tearing it up.
And it looks like it's going to barrel down on top of you, but you are first.
I think Pez is going to try and distract it by throwing. I can imagine he's got almost like a computer cooler, you know, like the fan-assisted brick. He's just going to try and throw that and see if he can distract it. So I'm going to move where I was.
Well, one back.
No.
Into the water.
No. Towards the wall. Can I get up onto the little ledge?
Up onto here?
Yeah.
You actually can do, yes. So that'll be 5, 10 would get you up to here.
So I'm going to throw I've got batteries galore, so I'm going to try and throw one of like the heavy-duty batteries.
Yeah.
This way, almost like I don't know if it's got like tremor sense or anything. So I'm just going to move up and get something and throw it almost like I've dived in.
Where would you like it to go? Because this is going to be an attack roll against a grid intersection.
That's fine. I'm going to get it to come diagonally towards me.
So, towards you, so you can go 5, 10... Oh, sorry, hang on. Better do it that way. 5, 10, 15, 20 would be about here, which is a throwing distance on a grenade for you. AC 5 against there.
Would this be a ranged attack?
It'll be a ranged attack.
So that would be...
Base attack plus your dex modifier.
So that's BAB plus my dex modifier.
Yeah.
I've got ranged, literally, I moved my thumb. That's fine. I'm going to throw it a little bit further this way. So maybe
Okay, so it's like a -2 penalty if you want to go a bit further for each range increment. So that would be another 5, 10, 15, 20 would get you to here.
Just one back. Yeah.
So it'd be a -2 to your attack roll.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your base attack and your dex is above that, but just don't roll in that one.
Yeah, my range is plus 12, so it's plus 10.
For your base attack bonus and your...
My dex is plus 6, my BAB is 6.
Hell yeah! Just don't roll in that one.
Why'd you say that?
Hi.
17!
Yeah!
27.
Splash! As...
It's a high capacity battery.
Splash.
Splash!
And the worm is gone.
That's pretty good. So, it's a big splash goes off there.
And I'm going to get... Can Bear hold his... Bear's going to hold her initiative.
Ooh. Can they do that? Because I think they...
I don't think they can.
They either...
Because they act on mine.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of my control as a Swift.
Yeah. So it's up to you what you do as a Swifty with them. They get a regular...
Seeing that, I'm just going to get Bear not to move.
Yep, cool. They will take defensive actions. As we then move to Kazumbra. You watch this worm just... And you think about, like, that's not supposed to be in here. That's got past defenses somehow. And we need to deal with the 4 pumps in this room.
Oh. Probably just shout out, Pez, are you going for that pump? Cool.
Try not to make
yes.
Do you need a hand? Cool.
You data pad pings up. I'm good.
I'll try and keep him off you. I think. I'll try.
You're going to one-on-one this. Just straight up. Unarmed strike.
We're not in an epic
Queen's
mode
rules.
just yet. Could you put the plinth back on, please?
Yes, of course I can. So it should be
Plinth
that
it.
one's touching that.
Can you
That's
plinth
that.
it?
Yes, we can.
Measuring stick, please. Good tell me. Just. Oh,
There's 30.
Oh, you sons of bitch.
Jump it.
No.
Come on.
It's like the Lion King.
Right. Think. Try and distract it now. So I think. Swift action to activate the haste circuit.
Yeah. God, it's so boring. Not very versatile, are you?
Shut up. It works, mate, alright? And then I'm going to use my standard action to create my... Oh no, I don't even need to actually, they're just on me. That's fine, that's great, actually works out.
You good there, buddy?
Yeah, sorry, I'm forgetting what's a form and what's actually just on me. And first of all, I'm going to use my haste circuit as one of my force souls to walk up at an angle through midair, so I can get to there like 35 foot.
Yep. So, grab the.
Sorry,
Is
yeah.
there? So I mean, 35 is just in front of it, I'm afraid, because that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35 will put you
Okay,
here.
40 then.
40, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, send me up, mate. Send me up.
You know what?
Hello, mate.
I'm taking an attack of opportunity on you. It has a 15-foot reach.
That's fine.
As you begin to run your way through with these force swords through the air, what's it look like? Is like, what I envision is like the air around your foot hardens, and we see like that sonic depression in the air. And it's like,
Yeah, I think I'm kind of seeing it as like you almost see like the compressed air being like pushed down almost.
like
and
little boosters, like. I like the noise.
And then eventually, it feels very weird because there's nothing there, but like you're able to step at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Over to plinth.
As you move through its
to see my imaging
area, it does have a 15-foot reach, I'm afraid, and it is absolutely going to take a snap at you.
Yep.
Where's the campaign dice?
Oh no.
It's a 14 on the dice
Oh, it's plus the 20.
for a 40 to hit.
It's just gonna hit.
Just going to double check. 14 plus 26.
Yeah, it's 40. Cool, that hits. Don't even do ask at all.
That's cocked. It's 46. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Plus.
That's 33 points of
Jesus.
piercing damage.
I will attempt to reflect some of that with my reactive shunt.
Yep.
So that'll be 10 points of damage reflected.
Back to it.
I think so. It says reflect damage, so yes, I think 10 damage back. What are you doing?
All goes through.
Decent. I'll say that.
Had to double check for any resistances or any kind of things. So it's 10 points back to it, yeah?
Yep, and I also minus 4 damage because of my dermal plating.
Yep.
So I take 19 points of damage instead.
It's not bad of that hit that you took, that little damage, as this thing, and it just clips your back foot as you gets in maybe part of the armor crunches away, or its mouth is so slow in the grand scheme of things with your haste circuit that maybe it's as you're pulling your boot out of its mouth, and its jaw closes on this area, and it moves quicker than you would expect. Carry on your turn.
Cool. I will move the remaining 20 feet along the plinth. Yeah, just straight along, I think. Bleeding.
That's the foot point.
What else do I have that's not fucking... Yeah, I'm going to shoot at it with my shitty little pistol that I've got. Just more of an attempt to try and keep it distracted on me.
Yep.
So I'll try and attempt to hit with a standard action.
Yep. Oh, it's under his phone.
Oh, that's trapped it. I moved it.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Help, I'm trapped.
19. I know that's not hitting for sure.
Doesn't hit.
But I'm just going to
What weapon is that?
semi-auto pistol.
The noise in this chamber just reverberates.
Cool. I'm assuming the worm takes no offence.
You hit it.
Takes no offence.
No offense to the sound. You hit it, and it just. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard carapace. And I'll be like, over here, you bastard!
Where are you from, Kaz?
Changed accents. I'm from
Southwest Cheeto.
It's all in farming lands.
I've got a brand
something
new
to tell you.
one augmentation.
Brand new augmentation.
I'll give
Way from
you
down
the
under.
keys. It costs 40 UPBs.
That's quite good.
That's very
Anyway,
good.
that's
I
the end
like
of my
that.
turn.
At the end of your go, I'm afraid it is its go.
Oh dear.
Fine.
As it will oblige. Moving
70.
prey.
Wither away.
Please don't. I don't taste
good.
I'm just a little guy.
It only needs to move 5 feet, but it does stop from getting a full attack at you.
That's something.
It's like rearing out of the water like some kind of macabre, horrific serpent, and you guys watch as it just and these like tiny little bone-like legs underneath. You can see them all like writhing and like clutching at things as it like is pulling itself up even higher over the edge of this lip. You feel that entire rock surface start to go, and it is going to come down on top of you with like almost like a slam in its way, and that is cocked.
There's not a nat here.
Not.
That's a 30 to hit against KAC.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it is.
No, I've said it. I'm not going to take that back and do something different. I said what I was going to do there. There's my 4D thick gone. Not bad. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 20 for a 31 points of bludgeoning damage. No, sorry, it's piercing damage. Technically, it's still its bite. But
-4 for dermal plating.
yeah, so down to 26 points
Yep.
of that one there. As this thing sees the prey and it is going for it. And we'll see what happens next week.
Oh.
That's the end already?
It is the end already, I'm afraid. Thank you so much.
Finish my drawing.
Podcast and YouTube if you're around.
We've got the debrief.
Let's have a quick look
True.
Let's
at
see
get on.
update.
the Kaz drawing.
It
before we
hasn't
finish the
progressed much
episode.
because I've been semi-focusing.
Well, I need that by 12 o'clock on my desk, mate.
Okay.
Deadline.
I've started drawing the outline of Sylph. I think it's gone quite well. to be
It
fair.
has.
Less
Let's
farmer,
go with the other one,
probably.
sorry. There
Oh,
we go.
fucking hell, mate. Come on. There we go.
Way.
So,
Oh, I like the
the
dress.
outline's going. Just a lot more detail to go. But
Currently headless.
currently headless. But
It's just some detail.
Nearly
It is
Try and
like,
work out
it is
the
like
proportions.
90% hat.
Nearly headless Sills. How can you
Yeah.
be nearly headless?
Like this.
like this.
Twitch end, thank you. YouTube, thank you. Podcast. We'll be back next week for some more Starfinder goodness. If you're live on Twitch right now, stick around. We'll do the Drift Debrief. And if you are on YouTube and you are members, you can get a Drift Debrief, which I accidentally didn't put into members last week, and 50 people were straight on it. Like within like the first day, it was like 50 views. I was like, who's... Our members watched that 50 times.
I just really love watching the Drift Debrief.
So yeah, that won't be happening again this week. You got to pay extra for that little sauciness. Thank you so much, guys. Stick around if you're live, or see you on the Drift Debrief. Until next week, for everybody else, may the dice God be ever in your favour. Take it easy, guys.
Bye.